Welcome to another Razorback Live with the Sarge. I'm the Sarge, and as always, well, not as always, but we damn sure got him today. Hog Wild.
Not as always. What you mean?
Well, I mean, you work a lot,
I do work a lot.
so you get. It's always a blessing when we got you with us. So, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday afternoon. We got a lot of rain here last night and this morning, so good thing we're in Auburn. But fantastic game last night, well pitched, some timely hitting from Helfrich got us the win, broke that 5-game losing streak. So hopefully we could do what some call winning streak and win a couple of these more in a row now. The poll question for today is, do we get the series? Do we take the series from Auburn today? Or who takes the series? Auburn or Arkansas? So make sure you hit that poll and let us know who you think is going to take the series. And Dustin Hoffman already right off the bat becoming a member of the Sire Squad. Thank you very much. Ooh, another one. I don't know how to say that name. Yes. Appreciate you for becoming a member of the Sire Squad. Thank you very much. I will just let that one go because I don't want to butcher nobody's name. So yeah, little program tip tomorrow. We will not be live tomorrow, but we will be live. As far as I know, it's 5:45 tomorrow for the girls softball game as they take on Auburn here in Bogle Park here in Fayetteville. Now, ESPN shows a doubleheader on Monday, so I'm going to be checking around 11:45 to see if that game is actually going to be played like they say at noon. If it does, I'm going to go live with it, and we'll do the first and second game. We'll do a doubleheader Monday, but we will see. But that all depends on, if that's true or not, because I can't find anywhere that it's been changed at or not. So, but all right, so. Let's see. We got 138 already in the building. We are 9 live streams in a row of hitting 100 likes before the first inning is over. This will be number 10 today if you guys do it. So you want to keep that rolling. That's awesome. So let's see who we got in the house here. Let's do some. B Hall is in the house. Good to see you. First guy in there, not the good to see you. Arky Joe's doing some mod for us today. Charles, good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. Jeff, good to see you, buddy. LC, what's going on? Flipping Fishies, Moobly. Dubzilla's in the house. David Shelby's in the house. In the barracks, I should say. Hogface is in the barracks. He don't like the opening song. What's wrong with you? That opening song is fire, bro. David Show. Miss Veronica doesn't miss a stream either, boy. She's loyal every day, always with us. We appreciate you, Miss Veronica. Farrell, good to see you. Steven, good to see you. All right, so now we're all caught up there. Yeah, you guys, the chat's called the Barracks. If you don't know, for all you new guys, everybody that's new, you guys hang out in the barracks. Have a barracks party. Four minutes till first pitch and all the glory that comes with it. Hopefully, Big Tuna will give us a good pitch game like yesterday, keep us in the game, and let our offense kick in. Hopefully, it kicks in a little sooner. And
How about McLovin with the save last
yes,
night?
absolutely. Looked good. 2 innings, too. So, yes. Oh, there's Miss Terry. How you doing, Miss Terry? Joy, good to see you. I can't tell if that's Joyce or Joy. I can't see that. Mine's so small. Can you see that?
Joyce Stephenson.
Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Okay. I'm trying not to butcher you guys' names, but Sarge just got a smooth brain sometimes.
Smooth brain.
Sergeant Jim in the building. There's Big Greg. It's made it in. Yeah, I know you're here, Behold. I already called you the first name I said. He's like a little kid with that attention. I'm here. I'm here. Call on me. Call on me. Dusty Art. Dream, let's go, buddy. Appreciate you. Uh-oh. Hog Wild just sent out a membership. If you got a membership, you can thank Hog Wild.
It was Steven.
Steven gets the membership.
I was feeling giftful today.
Okay, so it is Joy with an E. Okay, thank you, Joy. I don't want to be saying your name wrong. That's why I'd rather ask than continue to look stupid. There, Steven says, hey, thanks for the membership.
Now you can use all the emojis.
Now you can get all the emojis. And I even added a new one of the Razorbacks in there. And I was going to add another one, but I ran out of time. I got another slot, so I got to come up with something good for you guys. Maybe we'll put in the chat today what kind of emoji would you guys like to see in the added to the emojis for the members.
How about a whiff?
I was thinking like a hammer that I could smash all these bots that come in here and talk smack about my stuff with. It would be Big Tuna Fish starting today, TPG. There's Amanda Hall. I like to see all them green names, boy. Appreciate all you members. Man, you guys are doing pretty good. We're almost 75 likes, and we ain't even started the game yet. So you might get 100 before we even start.
LC said, somebody gift me. I call the Ryder Helfrey.
Right? Matthew Walters, thank you for becoming a member of the SAR Squad. Welcome to the Barracks, soldier. B-Hall says you can make a tomato one so we can throw tomatoes. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad one. Jeff Evans, thanks for everything you do, Sarge. Everyone is concerned about the team every year we start strong, and the year we started struggling, we finish winning. It could be, Jeff. It could be. Hey, David Shelby has been a member for 1 month, so he gets his new rank, private first class now. Appreciate you, David Shelby, for re-upping your membership. You are the man, sir. Let's see if we got some baseball on the screen yet. Oh, it says 2:15 now. So you must be having some problems with the weather. Baby's still in the chamber. Mama has not pulled the trigger yet. It is any day. I mean, literally could be any point in the stream, after the stream, tomorrow, Monday. I figured he was waiting for the Hogs to get a victory because, he didn't want Papa Sarge to be all angry. So we will, hopefully we see little fella, Baby Sarge here in the next couple days. Ark says it's slightly delayed due to lightning in the area. Yes. It's still cloudy here at my house. Actually, it's not bad here. It's outside the studio here. It's like partly sunny, partly cloudy. I don't know which one determines which one how you say that, but okay. Big Phil, member for 1 month. We appreciate you, Big Phil. Let's go. This woo pig going. That's what to get this whooping going. Absolutely. Big Phil, appreciate you much. David, I'm gonna put you up there too, sir, because I didn't do that. There's Big Dave up there. We sure appreciate you guys. Continue to be members of the channel. Yeah, Veronica, it should be out of our area for the most part. Hey, and congratulations, guys. You already had 100 likes before we even get the game going, so no worries about that one today. We are now streamed 10 in a row that we've gotten 100 before the first inning is over. David, hey, Sarge, how do I send a gift membership? It's the same place where you get your membership from, Dave. If you just click on the little $ down below, it'll come up and it says Super Sticker, Super Chat, or Membership Gifting. And you just click the little arrow to the side. And it'll let you pick 1 or 2 or 1 or 5 or something like that. We all getting yelled at by Streamlabs already.
As you said, a 3-letter word.
Yeah. Streamlabs is a little more strict than we are. I let some of it go. As long as it ain't F words and nothing vulgar, because we do have a lot of ladies in our chat, and I do appreciate all of our ladies, and we want to keep it respectful. Yes, he did, Big Phil. Ryder Helfrich carried us last night. He's got to have a sore back today. So hopefully he got some massages last night and some ice, and he will be ready to go today because that man said, hold my beer. I got this. I'm going to single-handedly keep us from losing this game. Between him and Dietz, I would say they were the 2 MVPs of the game. For sure. So since we are waiting for the game to start, let's do a roll call. Tell us where you're from. I can't personally give you a membership because YouTube will not allow me to do that, but I think I can give some out. Come on, stop it. Close that here. Yes, I can. So maybe if we get somebody from the I don't know how we can do that. That won't work real well. But it will be nice to see where everybody's from. Mersamina. I don't see that option anymore. It should be. Are you on your phone, Dave? Or are you on a computer?
If you're on your phone, you can't.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, you can't do it.
I don't know how to anyway.
I don't either, unless somebody else in the chat does. Dave's in Springdale, Paris, Arkansas. Good afternoon.
Ola Van Buren.
Blythe.
Van Buren.
Excuse me. Bay, Arkansas. I like to see all the Arkansas towns that I never even knew existed. Jeff Evans, Central Arkansas. Mena. Fort Worth. There you go, down in Texas. Berryville. Dubzilla. I go through Berryville a lot when I go to Table Rock Lake. Great Falls, Montana. There's one I want to see. Some Port St. Lucie, Florida. Raven. What I wouldn't give to be able to be down there with you. Vienna sausage. Joe G lives in Vienna sausage. Oh, that's Viola. Sorry. Corset, Fayetteville, Tulsa, Jesseville, Forum, aka close to Texarkana. West Memphis, Arkansas, Blytheville, Goshen, Little Rock, by way of Osceola, Summers, Arkansas. Stillard in Summers. Nice.
B-hole says mom's basement.
Yeah, I believe that. Sheridan, Arkansas. Amanda Hoss said Little Rock. I'll mention her because her other half is just silly. Richards, Floral, Arkansas, Junction City. Joji said no. It's
It's Valonia.
not Viola. No, it's whatever I say it is. Let them know, Joe G. I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. Bono, Arkansas. Is there really a Bono, Arkansas? Ain't that a famous singer or something? A U2 guy? Bono?
That band never impressed me much.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, David, it's not an option, Bubba. We appreciate you, though. David Helfers, Whitehall, Arkansas. Nashville, Arkansas. North Little Rock. We also said it ain't Little Rock. Little Rock is Little Rock. Russellville. I have family in Russellville. That's where my uncle that died just the other day on the live stream lives. My family is down there in Russellville.
Rossett. Got Batesville.
Fayetteville. Cross it. It's bone. No. Look at it. Hey, I'm like Max Velocity, dude. I just say it the way it says.
Star City.
It's near Jonesboro. Okay, so you're over in the northeast side of Arkansas. You're over by Bull Shoals.
Anybody in here? Anybody in here from Bald Knob?
Toadsuck, Arkansas. I know that's the thing. There's a Hot Springs. YT, you got somebody living in the same town as you. The mean streaks of Hot Springs.
I forgot who it was that said that they feared for themselves on Hobson Avenue. I was skipping down the road.
Tram says, hey, sorry, Springdale. Hey, we got our super chat. Let's get it out there. Kurt Lampkins, our legends. From Kurt, $10. Appreciate you, Kurt, very much, sir. Thank you. Heading from Iowa City to Indianapolis. Ours grew up in Poyen, Arkansas.
Poyen. It's right outside of Sheridan.
Okay, Poyen.
It's in between Malvern and Sheridan. Or it might be past Sheridan. I don't remember.
Right on. Kurt, I'm assuming you might, and I don't want to just put assumptions out there, but are you driving an 18-wheeler, sir? Let me know. And if you are, be safe out there, brother. We appreciate you. No, you're not tuning in from Munich, Germany. Really, John? That's awesome if you are. Because I've been there when I was stationed in Germany. I was stationed in Baumholder, Germany.
It's about 6 or 7 o'clock there right now.
Yeah, it's 8 hours difference, I do believe.
Steven, I'm not scared of any part of Hot Springs, brother. I've walked all the streets. You just got to be careful of the people actually walking the streets.
I walked the streets of Baghdad and all over Iraq. I'm not too much worried about these streets around here.
Baton Rouge.
Although, at least I was heavily armed over there. Now I'm just lightly armed here. Oh man, John. Well, that's awesome, bro. Good to have you, man. He said, yes, sir. Born and raised in Fayetteville, but work as a tour guide in Munich now. 9 p.m. currently. Yeah. I was gonna say it's about 8 hours difference. That's awesome, man. Well, we appreciate having you. It's gonna be hard pressed to find anybody further away from John than. That's good stuff. I like that. We're glad we could bring you the games, John. I'm glad you found us.
I mean, really though, any street can be dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Any town can be dangerous.
for sure.
Let's be honest.
For sure. Okay, we got a little action going here, so we'll go to this screen. It says we'll be starting soon, so.
Luckily, Stephen, though, I don't live directly in the city. I'm actually in the county.
Yeah, me too. I'm out in the woods. You gotta be silly to come out here acting a fool. That's all I gotta say.
He said, I walk the streets of Honduras. I ain't scared of nothing.
Well,
There was a little bit of lightning.
I've been to
delay.
Juarez too. Yeah, I've been to Juarez too. Yeah. Game is delayed because of lightning in the area. I think if lightning strikes, it's got to be at least. It used to be a half an hour before the lightning strike. From the last lightning strike, it was a half hour. But I don't know how they do it in college. I know the pros, that's the way it is. It's a half hour from the last lightning strike they see. Coming in from right by Greer's Ferry Lake. I've heard a lot about that Lake Knox, but I don't know. I've never fished it. In all my travels of fishing all over the United States, I've not ever fished Greer's Ferry.
I think that's over by Heber. I think that's over by Heber Springs.
I'm from northwest Arkansas. LC.
I'm in the Spa City, brother.
He's down. YT's down in Hot Springs. I'm up just outside. I'm about 20 minutes from the campus on 100 acres, out in the middle of nowhere. I got nobody. I went to the
Technically, it's called Rockwell now.
Okay, something went wrong. As always. Let's go, ESPN. Get your stuff together. There we go.
10 runs.
All right, everybody. We got some action.
But
we fixing to get going here now.
Answered. In game 2, it was Ryder Helfrich.
Wait a minute. They're playing in Auburn. Why would they be getting lightning delayed here? Let's just storming down in Auburn now.
The series on the line. Let the rubber match begin.
Possible.
I wasn't even thinking about that when they said
radar.
that.
Hold on.
A brief 15-minute rain
there
delay.
was.
Well, that only builds the anticipation for this
delay.
rubber match. Arkansas and Auburn will decide the series this afternoon from Plainsman Park. A game that will loom large come Selection Monday in less than a couple of months. Alongside former pitcher Mark Fuller, I'm Wiley Ballard. Thrilled to have you with us. And Mark,
appreciate you, Aldo.
Game. It really sets the stage for what should be a great rubber game this afternoon.
Yeah, yesterday was
Aldo
dominant.
Max.
We saw as good a pitching as anywhere in the country.
Hey, fellas, love the broadcast. I'm retired Army National Guard as a recruiter in the Arkansas Army National Guard. I'm checking in from Tornado, Mississippi, Ole Miss country. But I'm from Hot Springs. Well, appreciate you, man. Love you being here.
They did. They pitched great. There was 2 mistakes for Auburn. And both
Big Dave says, I may not be able to give out a membership, but by God, I can give you a super chat. We appreciate you, Big Dave. You're awesome, brother.
Emotions, catcher, leader, fired up, got the win, got 2 big hits for the Razorbacks.
So Arkansas looking for their 3rd SEC series win of the year, which might
I miss
surprise you.
Henley.
5-6 in league play, but meanwhile, Auburn looking for their first series win over the Razorbacks since 2017. And for Auburn, they're going to lean upon a sophomore righty, Alex Petrovic, and Mark, he's taken on a large load, not just from a pitching standpoint, but also in leadership.
He has.
Yes, this guy is definitely Kermit the Frog reincarnated.
He's unique because he can run it up there 94, 95, but will probably throw as many.
This is the guy we had at the Missouri State game.
He pitches backward a little bit. It's not a negative. Just the way he pitches, he's pretty good at it.
Maybe they're going to come up with some of these.
Guys, see the numbers there. The walks, Auburn is #1 in the nation.
Sidewinding, purple nurple
not
pitches.
Just the SEC, and he's one of those guys that just throws strikes.
So look at the Arkansas
Sean said I was
lineup,
storm spotting on Mount Magazine about 3 a.m. this morning.
Hit so far this weekend, but Ryder Helfrich, what a performance! 3 homers in this series alone. He'll be in the 2 spot again with Nolan Souza leading off.
All right, here we go.
Away we go. And
they better change this camera angle.
High home camera. It's a bouncer to the left side. Guevara handles it. 1 pitch and 1 out. We are with a high home camera currently because we had a lightning strike recently.
They had the camera go out probably.
From being at their positions due to ESPN protocol. However, the SEC with a similar rule for student athletes, but there was a decision made by the NCAA and the SEC, judging by the radar, that they gave them the green light to continue as that cell is moving away from Plainsman Park. But again, we will have our normal cameras back in operational here shortly.
So we'll be your eyes for a little bit. First pitch fastball there by
great. We get to watch the game off some guy's iPhone.
Yesterday with Jake on the mound for Auburn. Ground ball, third base, 1 pitch, 1 out.
And the first pitch, Ryder Helfrich, ball 1.
It's probably a better view, to be honest.
Not the premium camera work, but we'll make up for it once we get the go-ahead from ESPN.
Jake Marciano threw 6 pitches yesterday in the first inning. Auburn and Arkansas would love to have that kind of output in their first inning as well. And so far, 3 pitches and 2 outs for Auburn.
And Cade Ballou, his first action of the series, makes the play out.
I can't
right
even see
field.
the dang baseball.
Yeah. Unique. Like I said, he can run it up there.
I know where it's going off the bat, but after it goes off the bat, you can't see it.
He'll elevate the fastball with 2 strikes. Very good at that. Now, so far, it's 3 pitches, 3 fastballs.
Sarge, I'm going to need you to change that camera angle, man.
Great job.
Get on the horn. Tell them we're trying to run a show over here.
Now Cameron Kojal.
Don't you know that I got people's watching this game?
Kojal 1 for 9 so far.
You're going to hurt my audience's view.
Entered this weekend top 10 in the SEC in both hits and RBI, but it has been quiet. And he drives one high and deep to right center. Carter gathering underneath it, squares up, reels it in.
I guess he caught it. They're all running off the field.
First for Alex Petrovic.
5 pitches.
Razorbacks take the field. Tigers to the batter's box.
Yeah, ESPN, they're they're down on their luck. They only got 2 cameras.
Yeah.
They have to get the go-ahead from the ESPN office to put the camera out.
Cameras to go back. Because it is, I'm telling you, it's 30 minutes from the last lightning strike is the way the ESPN does it. Linda, appreciate you becoming a member of the Star Squad. Welcome to the Barracks, young lady. Jeff Thomas, we want to appreciate you for becoming our newest member. As you see your name on the bottom of our screen there, on the list there, for the newest member. We appreciate that very much.
Thursday night, Arkansas.
Just so everybody knows, we do not have our homeless correspondent in Auburn filming this for us right now.
Lineup. This is a group that's starting
this
to find its footing a little bit.
It's camera view, not our homeless correspondent.
Well over 350 with runners in scoring position.
I think he could probably get a better camera angle.
Changes
yeah, he would.
Bottom with Todd Clay and Cade Ballou, and in the 8th and 9th spots for Auburn. And on the mound for Arkansas, that will be Colin Fisher.
He just says multi-billion-dollar company and only 2 iPhone cameras per ballpark.
Mark that's trying to bounce back after a couple of rough outings.
Well, they produce big.
That's a fact, Ethan.
Another 235-pound lefty. We saw 2 of them yesterday. Another one was going to be fastballs in the mid-90s.
Miss Amanda, good to see
you.
ya.
Better out of conference, Wally, than in
Martez.
conference. Those numbers look pretty good right there. But in conference is an 8 ERA. So
Jeff
Auburn,
Evans,
hopefully,
ESPN's
they will
bias
get on
against the
score
Hogs
some in Arkansas, hoping
continues.
he can be
Yep.
consistent. He does throw strikes.
Why do we think of
Right there,
anything
not many
different
walks.
was going to happen?
Arkansas just needs him to be
What the
consistent.
heck is a
Again, 5
whip
innings,
count?
He's done his job.
With runners and
Had a
hitters in
chance to catch up
position.
with Arkansas head
It's a
coach Dave
combination.
Van Horn before the game and ask him about Colin
He has a
Fisher, and-
1.05.
and prime
Yeah, it's
example of
good.
the difference between control and command. He
Wanted-
hasn't had
you'd
issues
like to
with
see a little
walks,
lower, but it's good.
but he has had issues leaving
Limited
balls over the
coverage
hard
due to
plate.
lightning
and
in the
his
area.
innings aren't
That's what it
bad, but
says
he had a
right there.
complete game against Xavier,
Yep.
so a lot of his innings have come against not SEC, probably good
See,
teams.
I
but
wish they
not
stopped
SEC
playing
teams,
this
right? There's a difference.
copyrighted music. That's why we can't monetize these
He will
videos.
mix the breaking ball.
Because we
a
got to
little
hear
Man,
a
that's
stroker.
insane, isn't it?
From Arkansas. Of course, the guys yesterday.
That's Billy
Keats
Squire,
and,
man.
Yep.
Wayne throwing 95
I mean, I like the
over
song.
Blake Ball,
I grew up with that,
more of
but
a change-up look here from Fisher.
I'd like to be able to monetize my
Carter
video.
leads off for Auburn. He takes outside at 92.
Sounds
ball
really
one.
good when you have a whole
Again,
bunch
bears
of
repeating. The reason we
6x9s
do
and
not have
some
access to
212s
our
in the
full
trunk.
camera
Yeah, I had
allotment right now,
215s
there was
in my
lightning
Mustang.
In the area, the SEC and the NCAA approved at the
When I was a
start of
young
the game, but
whippersnapper.
our protocols
Look at
require
that.
another,
Is that Reese over there at third
20,
base?
30 minutes or so before we can return to our
Yes.
normal coverage.
I
of the
can't
coverage
tell
on the
because
SEC network and
Only thing I can
find
tell is
plays
he's like
like Reese Robin
7'2".
up, one down.
While I went to work on the term rubber game, I've said it for 40 years, had no idea what it meant. And my
Well,
friend Chad,
Brad,
EPT guy,
it's
said,
not
here's
that
what
their
that
cameras are
means.
broke.
Origin
It's
isn't
ESPN's
100%
policy. They won't let
Likely comes
cameraman
from
go to the
old
camera
teams
wells
where rubber meant
until
a match
30
decided
minutes
time.
past the last lightning strike.
I think that's the answer.
So no idea where it came from.
So the SEC gave the game the go-ahead to play, but the cameramen cannot be at their camera positions yet. So it'll probably be an inning or so like this.
Or
Yeah.
seats today. Can we get a refund from
that one?
Auburn?
Yeah, tell me. No.
Right, Al? I should have bought us better tickets, huh?
They would tie them up in the
Bullpen.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd go out there and
they were sitting
I'd
in
be
an
over there
area
by those
as
pine
we
trees
have a
with a
baseball
big old
game
camera.
going on. They were
Yeah.
sitting in an area off to the left. You tie your bull up to the fence, you go play the game, and now we have bullpen. There you go. 2-1.
We'd get a camera that you could see the pupils.
That's why we only got
Trivia match
562
out in
people
Phoenix
watching
tomorrow
because
night.
they're like, what is this?
Sweet tea, you'll know the answer.
Well, I'll tell you, I know exactly who I'm calling my one phone call.
Please do.
So 3-1 here on Chris Rembert. And he bounces one up
Kojal.
the middle, charging in Kojal.
Nice play.
There we go.
Couple of ground outs for Colin Fisher to get things going.
Well,
in
it
the
sure
bottom of
is
the
nice to see. It looks like our pitching is settled back down now
Camden Kojal, that is. He's really
after
probably
the
not the prototypical
beating they
shortstop.
took
He's
for
not your
5
6'2",
games.
long, lanky guy, built more like a second baseman, but his
But
feet,
we'll see as this
his
game
hands,
goes
he and
on.
Guevara are similar, same number, by the way. They're similar.
I mean, I
Guevara
don't
can play
mind this
short very
camera
well,
angle, but at the
plays
same
third,
time, I
defense there
also
better,
don't like
but,
it.
Well,
he's done a
it's
great
'cause you
job
can't
for
see
Arkansas
nothing.
3 games in a row. Just had 2 errors yesterday. From
I can see the whole field now.
Yeah, but you can't see the ball really put in play.
And Chase Fralick takes
But
down.
we'll get to
I've
see the
seen it.
plate
It's that
better.
little white
Three
speck.
left-handed
It's that
hitters going
little
against
white
Colin
pixel
Fisher in
going
the
across the
Auburn lineup.
screen.
Yep.
Fralick seemed a little frustrated last night by some of those calls behind home plate. He's 1 for 8 in this series thus far.
That's a strike.
Tell you, it's just so rare to see the lefties at Arkansas runs out.
I called
Now,
it
they are
just as
developing
fast as the
them,
ump
but they're
did.
signing these guys out of high school. And by the way, all 3 guys, McElwain, right here Fisher, and then yesterday with Dietz, all high school recruited, not portal guys. You don't get these kind of arms a lot in college baseball because they get drafted.
As Fralick shoots
That's out to
behind
center
here out
field.
to center. New is there.
There
He's
it
got
is.
And New caught it.
It's a perfect bottom of the first for Colin Fisher.
There we go,
Away
Big
we go.
Tuna. Let's go, Big Tuna.
Definitely better than his last outing.
All right. Do we want to see?
He had a little bit of a down game.
Let's get some Major Razor going with the ball bat in his hand. This is that MLB 20 or MLB the show angle where you can change cameras. I need to hit the controller and change the camera.
Right.
Fishman is due to lightning in the area. They're waiting for their ESPN to allow their cameraman to go back to their cameras. If you're just joining us, that is why we're at this weird camera angle right now. American League, I just wish y'all would stop talking so much so we can listen to people who know a little something about baseball. Well,
Do they?
then,
Because they don't even know the difference between strikes and balls
I mean,
and what kind of pitches.
you can go somewhere else, American League. I don't come to your job and throw rocks at you, sir. Hey, Aldo, become our first member other than me, the Sarge, to become a Sarge member. Appreciate you, Big Aldo. You're a legend, good sir.
Well, nobody cares about your comment, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Since you want to come in and just be negative and attack us.
right. Guthrie, Klingenpeel. I hope I said that right. Thank you for becoming a member of the Sarge Squad.
I'm Wiley Ballard, and here's a look at the Auburn pitching staff this year. These are ranks across Division I. Best strikeout to walk.
There's always one in the bunch, everybody.
Talk about yesterday, Marciano, first inning, 6 pitches. Petrovic comes out and says, hey, anything you can do, I can do better, 5 pitches. And that's what they've done.
Somebody that's always angry about something.
In the strike zone, and while they do it with all their pitches, it's not just fastballs. It's amazing the development of the Auburn pitching staff under Everett Tiefert. The last 3 years, his 3rd year here, first year was kind of a disaster. He got his feet under him, and now they are dominant with what they can do in the strike zone. They pitch in, they pitch out, they mix their off speed.
Big cut from Carter Rutenbar, who's been one of the tougher ones to solve in the Arkansas lineup. If you're Everett Tiefert, Auburn's pitching coach, he is 4 for 9 in the series, a couple of doubles, starting his 7th consecutive game.
He's fixing to go there, my boy.
And he shoots one on the ground. Diving effort by McCrane. He's up, but his throw will be way late. Another base hit for Carter Rutenbar.
Popeye, there you go.
Igniter.
Let's go.
Well, I was surprised Auburn was shifted as far as they were because he's done that. You and I have seen him do that twice. Yesterday, now today, the opposite field, inside out. Takes a fastball inside out and just shoots it through the 6 hole. And Auburn, that was pretty routine.
Well, then why are you coming in and bothering true Arkansas fans
McCrane
here?
Way up the middle. And that ball was the routine ground ball if you're playing straight. The scouting report is smarter than me, but I was a little surprised they were shifted that far.
And now Micah New.
Ethan.
New 1 for 7 so far in the series.
This is a huge series, Wiley. My gut feeling is one of these 2 teams is going to be in Omaha. The pitching is that good. The athletes are that good. This is one of those series where somebody goes home 5-7, somebody's 6-6. And this whole season in the SEC, I don't think a lot of coaches would admit it. I'll say it for them.
I zoomed in a little bit for you.
15, which, oh gosh, 500. Yeah.
Did that change the stream any?
In this league, you're hosting probably round 1. If you're 16 wins, you're probably hosting nationally all the way through to Omaha. So each win, just trying to get to 15. Get there first, right? You can go after 16.
You can test all you want, brother.
New butts through that one.
He fouled it, sure did.
Well, Mark, to your point, I mean, a game like today, it tends to be a separator. Should Auburn and
Not
Arkansas
the first hole that's been in here.
Whether it's battling for a host spot or a 2 or a 3 seed or any of those things, when you have this head-to-head matchup, this can
I think he's
a lot of weight.
Yeah, and
more
Razorback
Kermit
fans and Auburn
than
fans
Fossey.
don't want to think about 500 as being acceptable. I understand that, but it is real in this league. It's just how good this league is.
1-2. Did he go? No.
Well, we can't tell, Fishman. From this angle, we don't know if we get any of them knuckle buster wave riders pitches so far.
That can turn the changeup over to right-handed hitters and not get burned. A lot of times that thing ends up down and in, and it gets smoked. That time, and all season, he's able to throw the right-on-right changeup pretty effectively, and a really good take by New.
Rutenbar out there at first without a stolen base yet this year. We've seen Auburn run a fair amount in this series. They went 3 for 4 last night alone. Meanwhile, Arkansas, they have not run as much.
And really, Dave Van Horn teams really
they could do it, I guess, Big Phil, if they didn't leave the box. As long as they don't leave the box. I mean, but
Arkansas's been
good luck trying to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball moving.
You want to run yourself out of innings. This team's hit 48 home runs now. They can do the same thing, and he's always relied on that.
It might pop you in the knee.
Yeah.
You also mix in Damian Ruiz, one of their outfielders, currently out with a knee injury for about the next month or so. He's their leader in stolen bases with 8.
Trevor, no worries, man. We appreciate it. We love doing it.
Still 2-2 here on Micah New.
They've got a couple of very important offensive pieces that are out. There's the changeup and a great take by New. I thought Petrovic might elevate the fastball. He's pretty good at taking 94 above the hands. Went back to the changeup and New with 2 really good takes. Hey, we saw the best take of the season last night with Helfrich. Took an 85-mile-an-hour slider and hit the game-winning home run the next pitch on a fastball.
And ball 4. So a single and a walk, and that matches last night's combined walk total. Oddly enough, it was Mike Anu who walked in his first at bat. That was the only walk of the game. He does the same thing here this afternoon.
Auburn did not bump their pitchers up, so we're on a short week because of the Thursday, Friday, Saturday with Easter.
Sorry, I
tomorrow.
didn't know that was
So what Auburn
still
did was
showing
they
the
put
volume
Andres
down there.
Alvarez in the rotation on Thursday. Then they
Making
went
that
with their
screen
normal
dark.
Marciano, and today could have been either Jackson Sanders or Alex Petrovic. They chose Petrovic, so Sanders is down there. He's got starter arm strength, innings pitch. He's ready to go if they need him.
Well, hey, I tell you what you can do, American League.
Say, unless things
Just mute,
truly
and
go
then you don't
off
have to hear
script,
me.
You'd expect Sanders
How about
to be the
that?
first one out of the
First one
bullpen.
out. Yeah, as the later it gets, probably not. But yes, between
Yep.
now and about the 6th inning, you're right, Wiley, probably so.
So Arkansas with 2 on and nobody out here in the top of the 2nd. And
There you
ground
go.
Ball ripped through the right
Let's
side.
go,
Third
scored.
base hit. Rutenbar gets a
Oh.
stop sign at third, and the bases are loaded
all right.
for the
Smart play.
Razorbacks with
No
nobody
outs.
out here in
Pull
the
them,
second.
Got to elevate
pull
his
them beer
fastball,
hats
did that
out.
net, and
That's
he
it.
got
Beer hat
barreled to it,
emojis.
Hit it through the hole. So a good start for Arkansas. They didn't have a good start Thursday or yesterday despite winning. This is a good start for them offensively now here in the 2nd inning. Bases loaded. Kind of a similar show to yesterday.
William
Jake
Moore,
Marciano,
appreciate you
6
becoming a
pitches
member of the
first,
Star
and
Squad.
then
Welcome to the
30 second.
Barracks, soldier.
Now Petrovic goes out and throws 5, and now he's in trouble here in the 2nd.
So bases loaded here for Zach Stewart. Couple of hits so far in this series for Stewart. And a wave and a miss. And if you're just joining
Let's
us,
go,
you can
Beef
see there on
Stew.
our scorebook, limited coverage due to lightning in the area. The SEC and the NCAA got together. They approved the start of this game as the cell was moving away from the ballpark. So some common sense there from both bodies. Swing and a miss, 0-2. We expect to have our cameras back up and ready to go in about 10 minutes or so.
Here's the thing to know if you're a young pitcher. You're never as far away as you think you are. If Petrovic can get one more swing and a miss, then he's one pitch away from a ground ball and the inning being over.
A good block there by Freilich.
Just 3 consecutive changeups there to Stewart, and why not? He had good swings, but he missed them, so why not throw it 3 times in a row? Now, Chase Freilich's got a decision to make as he thinks about what is a strength with Alex
Yeah,
Petrovic here with an 0-2 count after 3 consecutive changeups.
No, it's not,
Personally,
Reese.
for me, Wiley, I love it when he elevates. And this is a good time to do it after 3 off-speed pitches. Yep.
Strike
Amen.
3, inside corner. Alex Petrovic locks up Zach Stewart, his first strikeout, and the first out here in the 2nd.
Shows you how smart Chase Freilich is. I was kind of thinking along with it.
Right,
It wasn't
Justin?
elevated, but it was in, and it was really
think
in
Aloy's
good on
coming
the
up to
black.
bat.
Tough pitch. Great pitch.
Yep.
Now Kuhio Aloy going to try and get one at least to the outfield and give Arkansas the game's first run.
Sorry, guys. Sarge will try to get us better seats next time.
Although for what it's worth, Mark, now 6 consecutive games that Auburn has played, the team that has scored first has lost.
Yes, has lost. Okay, let's don't score first here. Let's just wait. Let's make
You're
2
good,
outs
American
here
League,
for
bro.
Arkansas.
Aloy with a vicious cut. 1-1.
He's not out of it. He's got a long way to go, does Alec Petrovic, but there's no panic. He hadn't changed his rhythm. Still throwing his pitches right there. The fastball was up in a 1-0 count. Doesn't get a lot of ground balls because he's a 4-seam guy, but he could sure use one here.
And for Aloy, he was all SEC last year. He drove in 70 runs in just over 60 games for Arkansas last year, but he also led the team in strikeouts. There's some swing and miss in his game. Petrovic trying to capitalize. Aloy ahead in the count.
Well,
3-1.
So far this year, Wiley, 26 strikeouts, only 5 walks. So it's one of those obvious situations for Alex Petrovic. Hey, we're going to walk this guy. I know that. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to fall behind 3-1. He's trying to make good pitches, but Aloy's going to get something here in the middle. He's going to get a good pitch no matter what it is, off-speed-wise or fastball, but he should get a good pitch to hit.
Ooh, he was on that one.
Fouls it straight back. 3-2. Fastball at 92 from Petrovic.
Isn't it funny how we saw a quick first inning yesterday from Jake Marciano and a quick one today, And the same thing. Now he's at 26 pitches total, so now 21.
I tell you, if you look at the left side of the screen,
same
it
exact
don't look like it's looking too nice over there. That must be the cell they're talking about.
Alloy. Swing, and the bat goes flying. The ball is in play. It's out to McCrane, who's got one play. He makes it to first. It's an RBI for Alloy. Arkansas is on the board.
Couldn't tell if the bat broke, Wiley, or just come out of his hands. No, it's came out of his hands. He got jammed really bad. But you know what? Good for Arkansas. Got enough to get the run home. Instead of leaving this inning with nothing, they got one, which may be good or bad in terms of what you said about the series. The teams scoring first have not won.
And now with New at third, Robinette at second. Here's Christian Turner, the freshman, looking for his first hit of the weekend. He takes high, ball one.
Boy, would he love to do it here. Been a tough weekend for him, but it's the great thing about baseball, and Coach Thompson always says that you get another chance quickly. Football, basketball, you got to wait a few days. In this game, right back out there again. So if Turner can shoot one through somewhere, he's going to get 2 RBIs and be off to a good start.
And a liner into center field.
There you go. That'll score 2.
New scores. Robinette dashing home. He'll slide in
Yeah,
safely.
baby.
It's a 2-out, 2-run knock for Christian Turner. And Arkansas leads 3-0.
Just really big for Christian Turner. 2 outs. Big time at bat in the second inning. Just shot the ball right back up the middle. Auburn was shifted there, but he hit it right where they weren't. What a great at bat for him. 2-out RBIs. That'll win a bunch of games for you.
He's got a knee injury, Robert.
Get hot. If they do,
from running into
it'll be
a wall,
tough road for
I think it was.
For SEC teams, because the way they pitch, if they start swinging the bats and get going and get some confidence, ooh, look out.
Well, in the first 2 games of this series combined, Mark, Arkansas had 3 hits with runners in scoring position. They've had 2 in this inning alone. And how does that affect the lineup when you know that's been a problem and you have some success early?
Well, I think hitting is contagious, right? And not hitting is contagious. So right now they're kind of on the contagious side of hitting, and Helfrich on deck. You do not want him, if you're Auburn, to come up again with more guys on base.
Nolan Souza tries to drop down a bunt. That'll roll foul.
He saw the shift. Guevara shifted way over. I love that. I just think you maybe try to be too fine sometimes. When the defense has shifted that far, just get the thing on the grass and you got a chance to get a base hit. Souza's a good runner, and I think it's a good shot trying to get on base. Because of who's on
he's
deck.
out for like a month, Reese, at least, they said.
We want Ryder Helfrich at the plate every chance we can get.
A strike count
Chill out.
on Souza.
They just can't say how big that base hit was by Turner. This crowd was in it with 2 outs and 1 run in, and they just went flat.
Now 25 pitches in the inning.
It's crazy. Same exact scenario yesterday, except Arkansas's gotten 3 runs here. They got none yesterday.
0-2.
Getting them timely hits is what makes a big difference.
And there goes Turner as the pitch is fouled back.
And the at-bats so far today, I know we're only inning and 2/3 in, but the at-bats are totally different. The at-bats have
In fact, it's 3-0 Arkansas.
Balance the balls off. Their bat. It's just amazing how that rhythm. And there's sometimes, Wiley, as a coach, there's nothing you can do, which is why we heard Coach say yesterday when we interviewed him, he said, we just got to hang in there. Coach Van Horn said, just got to hang in there and keep grinding, and they did. And now all of a sudden the wheels have turned a little bit for them.
Petrovic checks on Turner at first. 3 RBI from the 8 and 9 hole here in this second inning.
Awesome.
And Christian Turner, like you said, hasn't been a great weekend for him offensively. He's been pressed into duty because of the injury to Damian Ruiz last week. Big hit.
Great at bat by Souza. And just like that, it's a great weekend for the kid, right? Wasn't going so well. Went to bed last night thinking, hey, we got to win, but I didn't swing the bat great. Shows up here first at bat. Hey, it's a good weekend. That's the beauty of baseball.
Yeah, that kind of does make sense,
the last
Ashton.
6, 7, 8 at bats happen. They don't matter. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do in the moment?
Oh, no view.
As you can tell, we've got our cameramen back in their positions. Thanks, fellas.
All right.
0-2. Swing and a miss. So Sousa's down on strikes, but Arkansas with some clutch 2-out RBI from Christian Turner. They lead 3-0.
Now I can zoom back out for everybody. So we're back to normal now that we got all the cameras back from ESPN. And we're back to regularly scheduled broadcasting. Yeah, it was missing because I was zoomed in because we had such a far view back, Fact Finder, but it's back to, it'll be back to normal now. Sorry about that, but I was just trying to give everybody a better view.
There might be some rain that might delay this game in about 40 minutes.
Hey, I try, Sean. I try to give you guys the best experiences we can.
I had a chance to catch up with Coach Thompson before the game, Mark, and he mentioned that in his 25 years of all the seasons that have had quote-unquote happy endings, whether it be a conference championship,
At about
World Series
3:30,
there's
it's
parts
going
in the
to
middle
rain.
that haven't been so happy. And that tells you a lot about what the grind of this game is, especially in this league, that there's going to be rough patches. There's no 15-0 national championship in college baseball.
No, and it's not a profession most people want to step into because it does. It keeps you awake at night. Your stomach constantly grinds. You're on the road, you're gone, and you're not away from home. So it's only for the few, and he's one of those few that's really good at it. He's built for it. He earned his way there. Started in the middle of nowhere at Jefferson State Community College 35 years ago with nothing but himself as a staff, and he's built his way up, and here it is. Done a great job with this program, got him going the right direction.
And with Eric Guevara at the plate, I asked him, you look at Eric's numbers this series, that tells you what it's been like the last couple of days for the Auburn third baseman. And Coach Thompson said, look, he had 6 or 7 hard lineouts last week, and he's getting rewarded for
Appreciate
that.
it, Big Phil.
He's a good hitter. He's from Panama, came to an academy over in Georgia, and he's just a hit. The term I heard in pro ball when I played was hitters hit. So if you're worrying too much or trying to tinker and mess around too much, the question might be, are you a hitter? This guy's a hitter. It's going to be hard to get him there.
Tough play, and that pulls Rutenbar off the bat. Good effort from Fisher, but Auburn has got another leadoff man, and guess what? Eric Guevara reaches again.
And Fisher only had one shot to spin and throw, and just a little high, but a really good throw. And, man, you're right. Like let's talk about hitting. When everything's going your way, it's going your way. I mean, that ball right there finds a hole, and Guevara continues his streak. But he's a good hitter. He's not a lucky hitter. He can just hit.
In some ways, that's the most important thing to have in between your ears, right?
Yeah.
Is
Punisher.
It is, and it's just
Appreciate you becoming a member of the SAR Squad.
Wally, it's hard.
Marty
to develop into
McDaniel.
a certain degree, but they're just kind of
Welcome to the Barracks, soldier. Thank you very much.
Inside ball 1 on Ethan Bingaman.
so big for a pitcher. When your offense gives you 3 runs, it's so big for Colin Fisher to come out here now and get out there and throw strikes and show your team, hey, guys, thank you, I got you, let's go. And good pickoff move, real good pickoff move.
Yeah, the fancy footwork there from Rutenbar to get over the top of Guevara.
It's a great move. The only problem I have with it, that's not a runner, and you just showed your best.
Mm-hmm.
You showed your best, and Sonny DeShera is over there watching, so now he's got to feel as the first base coach. But it was a pretty good one, I will say that.
Good pitch.
Good breaking ball by Fisher to get back in the zone with a 1-0 count. Ethan Bingaman's done a heck of a job swinging by. There you see Coach Sonny. He's over there. He's analyzing the move. He's watching the eyes, got his stopwatch. He's timing everything that happens from the mound to first base.
Bingaman lifts this one to right, coming on. Stewart, he can't make the catch. And now Auburn has the first 2 men aboard.
I'm not sure Stewart saw it real well. He came quick, but then I think he backed off. Coming out of the crowd, it's bright. I don't know that he picked it up real well. Didn't want it to get by him, so pretty good move. And here comes Auburn right back. Arkansas puts up 3. Auburn comes right back at him.
Now, if you're Colin Fisher, you mentioned to yourself, hey, okay, I gave up an infield single and a well-struck ball to right, but I don't think that qualifies a barrel. Is there some of that self-talk going on, you think?
No. All you're thinking is, golly, they got 2 guys on. I don't care if they hit it off the wall or if they dribbled it. 2 guys on, and Auburn's got a little life.
Terrell shows bunt, ball 1.
Little surprise there. Gabe Gross calling signs. He's giving him right there to Bub, back and forth, letting him know what he wants him to do. Coach Thunemaker runs the base running. Coach Gross runs the offense with the signs. See if he shows it again with a 1-0 count.
He does not.
I didn't know Joe
Well,
Dirk's dad played for,
why
or
take it
coached
off?
for Auburn.
Because it's a 1-0 count, and you have a guy at the plate that can hit a ball out. Give him a chance. I think he'll go back and bunt here. I think Gabe gave him a chance in the fastball situation to swing the bat, and he did. But I kind of think he'll lay it down. Let's see what happens. I'm not very smart. Let's see what happens, Wiley. No, we'll swing it.
Instead, it hits him, and now it's Auburn who has the bases loaded with nobody out.
So I would love to climb inside the head of Gabe Gross, and he would say there's not a whole lot there. But it's a breaking ball here that hits him. We're pretty close, I can say that. But here comes a breaking ball, just misses, right? And this is what's kind of plagued Fisher a little bit, is just the inconsistency. And there goes the Arkansas bullpen. All 27 of them headed down there just in case they're needed. But I would love to know why Bub showed bunt, got a ball, then swung 1-0, and then was going to swing there and got hit. Gabe's mind's going 100 miles an hour, and he just saw something he didn't like and wanted to try something different. Regardless, Auburn's got the bases loaded, nobody out. Same situation we had just half an inning ago when Arkansas had the bases loaded with nobody out.
So a visit from pitching coach Matt Hobbs. And now it is Brandon McCrane, redshirt freshman.
Here's what can't happen, Wiley, for momentum purposes. Auburn cannot leave this inning with at least 1. They have to get at least 1. You can't walk out of this inning with 0. Somebody's got to get a ball in play and get 1 across.
They can absolutely walk out with 0. That's what we want anyway.
Strike
Yeah.
from Colin Fisher. Brandon McCrane redshirted last year. Put in a lot of work. Coach Thompson said got bigger, faster, stronger.
And he's going to be a really good player, Wiley, as he matures and grows. And even though he's a redshirt, he got reps last year in scrimmages. He didn't get reps in the SEC, so he's a freshman, right? He's just getting his feet wet, but done a heck of a job so far at shortstop. Pretty much been in the lineup since day 1.
Well struck, right center field. That ball is headed towards the wall.
That might clear the
In
bases.
scores Guevara. Bingaman behind him. It's a 2-run double for Brandon McCrane. And Auburn roars back with 2.
It was flat for 5 games. They came alive today. They got pitched really well yesterday, and here they come today, answering back the 3 runs by Arkansas. Hey, and a really good hold by Carl Thunemaker to stop Bub Terrell. He would have been out had he tried to send him home, but he didn't. He stopped him, kept him there. Why not? Nobody out. No need to have a play at the plate, and you get thrown out.
And now Todd Clay, his first appearance of the series, takes ball 1 outside. He and Cade Ballou were inserted into the lineup today in the 8 and 9 spots.
Todd's there. Todd Clay's there to have the right-handed bat against left-handed pitching. He struggled a little bit, really good hitter, hasn't found his rhythm yet. But here's one of those moments like we saw Turner have for Arkansas, Wiley. 1 swing, 1 big swing here. You have a chance to give your team the lead, but you got a chance to get yourself some feel good, right? Get going with a big swing.
Fisher's 1-1. Ground ball to the right side. This will tie the game. Souza on to first. An RBI for Clay. And McCrane up to third.
Yeah, it's just good baseball. Doesn't look like a whole lot. It's really good baseball by Todd Clay. He didn't try and do too much. Here's what it is, Wiley. It's selfless. You know, I want to hit a double, but I'll just make sure I take a ground ball. There's the big swing by McCrane earlier to drive into. Rocket in the gap. So how do we get to 3-3? There's the first step right there.
And now Cade Ballou Corners pinch in for the Razorbacks. Outside ball 1.
Another Auburn high school product. He and Todd Clay hitting back-to-back. Former teammates over there. And another guy with just loads of potential that has yet to really find it. Hitting 218 on the season. Had some big hits as a freshman. Hurt last year as a sophomore, and this year just hadn't found it yet.
Auburn faithful don't like that call. As Fisher clips the inside corner. David Susi, our home plate umpire.
It's the breaking ball right now for Fisher. He hit Bub Terrell with the breaking ball's not there. So when you do that, like Brandon McCrane, you got to lay a fastball in there. And McCrane smoked it. Todd Clay hit a fastball as well to tie the game up. And it's the breaking ball now for Fisher that's just not there. It's kind of abandoned him here early. So
beats him with a fastball that time.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what you do. You have to throw a fastball. That was a pretty good one.
Colin Fisher has not made it through 3 innings each of his last 2 starts against Florida and South Carolina. Tapped out in front of the plate. That's foul. Now, that's a dead ball. I know you're not supposed to use your mask to stop anything, right? That could be a catcher's balk, but again, because that's not just a pitch in the dirt, but it was a dead ball, that's okay.
Yeah, and the home plate umpire was on it. Susi was on it. I think Helfrich just kind of dropped his mask. I think he just kind of rolled up under it. He didn't try to pick it up, but regardless, he had called foul quickly. Did a good job.
Another 2-2. Spoiled again.
Here's a look at it. Susi's calling foul. Right there, calling foul. He killed it. So, kind of a unique play. Hey, field it with your mask.
Don't do that.
Take it to the bullpen in the rubber game and field it with your mask.
Swing and a miss. Ballou chases. First strikeout for Fisher today. That's a big one with the go-ahead run at third, now 2 out.
And that's the best one that he's thrown. That was the best breaking ball that we've seen and heard he had. That was a pretty good one. Watch this thing. Now you see it. I would call that more of a slurve, so it's breaking more left to right. Regardless, nasty. Tough to swing, tough to take with 2 strikes.
A bases loaded double, Micah, and a sacrifice.
For a 2-out RBI. Chopper to short. Kojal beats Carter and keeps the game tied. But Auburn, after surrendering 3 in the top of the second, they come back with 3 of their own.
Not exactly what we wanted to see from Big Tuna, but hopefully he can get it straightened out. Yeah, Big Pill is tied 3-3.
And it was eerily similar to Game 2 of this series 2 years ago here at Plainsman Park when Helfrich had a go-ahead pinch hit homer in the 9th, and I asked Dave Van Horn about that, and he pointed out he wasn't at that game 2 years ago on Saturday.
Right.
against Auburn.
He's having a grandchild, right?
Having 2 of them.
2 grandchildren, not 1, but 2.
And he watched the Ryder Helfrich homer from his home.
Yep.
He was standing up watching it, and he was actually on the phone with one of his coaches. And as soon as Helfrich hit, he said, "That's gone." And he was telling one of his coaches, "Hey, get McIntyre ready." And they said, "You know what, Coach? We got it. He's already warming." And a first pitch strike to Helfrich.
He's not to be played with. He has led this team for 2 games. Didn't win Thursday night, but yesterday was all about him. Behind the plate, throwing guys out, swinging the bat. Very emotional guy, and really got this team fired up and got the win yesterday. Good change up.
Yeah, he went around 0-2. So he has now hit 4 homers in this ballpark.
And maybe the quote of the season was when you said, "Holy Helfrich," when he hit the ball out yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, can we say that? Yeah, we can say that. That's fine. It works.
And down he goes.
How about
Alex
that?
Petrovic sets down Helfrich. 3 strikeouts now for the Auburn right-hander.
So we saw 92, then we saw a changeup. Now watch this slider. This is what we call dirty, filthy, nasty, whatever term you want to apply to it. That is a dang good one to a really good hitter, and he kind of abused him right there on 3 pitches.
And now Kosher.
Crazy, isn't it? We come into this series, 2 teams that are kind of licking their wounds, not swinging the bats. We have 2 great games. We scored 3 in the top of the second, 3 in the bottom of the second. And now we're back to pitching again.
We got more runs already than we had all of yesterday.
That's crazy, isn't it?
3-2 win for Arkansas. Of course, Auburn put up 10 on Thursday night.
And Petrovic right back in there. Last inning was not bad. They got hits. He walked 1 guy, but they swung the bats, and now he's back to making good pitches.
Chris Rembert, second baseman, is a good 15, 20 feet into shallow right field. Instead of dribble to the right side, handled by Petrovic, and he's going to take it himself. Ethan Bingaman had taken a few steps over to try and field that ball, thinking there was more on it, so Petrovic just did the whole thing all by his lonesome.
And I like it when pitchers take pride in their defense. Heck, it's your earned run. It's your base hit. Catch the ball. And if you don't have a first baseman there, go get it. But they work hard at it. Auburn and Arkansas both, they hold runners well. They pitch out the stretch well. There you see it. I got it. I don't need you. Get the out myself.
Looked like he even knew the speed of the base runner. It was a brisk jog, but it wasn't a sprint.
Glide. It's called PFP, Pitchers Fielding Practice. We work on it every single day. Another good changeup. He's shown the changeup this inning more than he has, and it's been very effective.
6 lefties in this lineup.
And another one.
And a one-hopper. Olay pick from Rembert. Toss to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Alex Petrovic. 8 pitches, 8 strikes. You know his head coach, Butch Thompson, will be happy about that. We'll talk to him when we come back.
We'll talk to him when we come back.
McCrane, you've kind of put a lot on him these last few weeks, asking him to step in at short, and then he comes up with a big swing like that. How proud are you of his development?
You have no idea. Great question, because we absolutely redshirted him last year, having a lot of infielders, and then Chris Rembert was hurt for 2 or 3 weeks. He stepped in, and he did such a good job filling in for him is when we needed to step in at short, he just wouldn't come off the field. So he's a freshman, he's growing, and it's nice to see him absolutely connect on the ball on the weekend.
Coach Petrovic's one of your team captains, just showed leadership right there in that third inning. Your thoughts on him?
Yeah, the mental capacity, one of our captains, he absolutely can bounce back. He just showed that right there through the heart of their lineup. But these guys can hit, top to bottom, and I was excited about our guys. We're going to have to fight and keep playing offense here, and for them to come right back and answer, I think could be big for us.
Well, Coach, 25 years in the league, every year you promise to grind, and you guys are in it now.
Got to sign up for it. Absolutely.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
And Rembert takes low, ball one, but he talked about the mental capacity of Alex Petrovic, and the two guys we asked him about, a redshirt sophomore and a redshirt freshman, some younger guys having to take some big spots in this Auburn team. Tough play, and it's off the glove of Souza. Rembert is safe at first.
And that's a ball that New has got to call Souza off. He was there from center field. Souza ran a long way. I think he thought he had it, Wiley, and took his eyes off of it. Right when it got to the glove, I thought he kind of glanced away, but regardless, center fielder was there. He should have called him off, and may have been calling him off. Watch the head right here as he gets the ball right to the glove. So that kind of turn right there, just like a
That's
punt.
news ball all day long.
Right? You look down. I think he took his eyes off of it, and a mistake right there for the Razorbacks.
Any defensive coach will tell you it's easier to run forward than backwards.
Absolutely.
And they gave that a hit. I'm surprised. He ran a long way. Debatable there because he was there and had it. Regardless, break for Auburn.
And a leadoff man on. That was the secret in last night's game.
Come on, help your pitcher out, defense. For God's sakes.
And that's now two of the hits.
Weak contact come back to hurt us.
For Auburn so far, you got that little tapper to the left side of the mound, and then that was kind of a blooper. Again, the only real hard contact we've seen off Fisher was McCrane's double in the gap.
Yep. Chase Frelick is a guy they need to get going. He was going really good, kind of gotten into a little bit of a cave the last couple of weeks. Really good hitter, great hands. But he and Rembert both are guys that are just not as hot or maybe as consistent as they have been and will be. Auburn could use them to find their stride here. Right there, Fisher's been thrown out.
It looks like that, but I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're like
understood why
9
rhythm, and it was a ball. 9 times, maybe 10
70
times
or 980 fielding percentage team.
Or change things, it's not a strike.
One of the top teams in the SEC.
Cost him a ball.
If I'm not mistaken.
Now it's 3-1 on Frelick.
Years ago, I heard an interview with Greg Maddox, and they said, "Hey, Greg, you're really slow to the plate. Why don't you speed up?" He goes, "Well, I figure this. He might get a hit, but they got to get 2 more hits to score, and they're not getting 2 hits in a row." That's Greg Maddox. He didn't worry about runners at all. But, of course, when you have the highest percentage of strikes in baseball history, and I don't know what it was, 303 ball counts in 20 years of baseball, you don't worry too much about base runners.
Ooh, I don't think we're that bad built.
Count here. He walked him. Arkansas did not walk him.
Yeah, he definitely needs to take charge out there for sure.
A combined 14 strikeouts from Dietz and McElvain.
Well, and we kind of talked about it some yesterday in our pregame. They're starting pitching. The ERA is a little higher than they're used to. It's been a little bit of an Achilles. It was pretty dang good yesterday with Hunter Dietz, and we'll talk to here in about another inning. But the starting pitching has definitely not been a bright spot for Arkansas, as it usually is one of the bright spots.
And Eric Guevara.
Yeah, I agree, Jared,
hits
for sure.
And 8 at-bats this weekend.
And I think he's too hot to bunt. I was going to say it before the pitch. Good pitch there by Fisher to come on the inner half of the plate.
It seems that we are really good at making routine plays, but we're just not as good as we normally are at making them kind of plays, them
2 looks to second from Fisher.
Above average plays. Dark Knight.
Hit. If you're a young hitter or if you're
good to see you, buddy.
A young guy, it's just simple. He's got a little bit of an open stance. I want you to watch his hands, while the rhythm. It's just so relaxed. Look at that. Look at the hands moving. It's just simple. It's relaxed. The stance is a little bit different, but it gets him in a position to hit. And simple's the word. Hitting is so hard. If you make it complicated, if you tinker, if you mess around, if you change your stance every time you make an out, all you do is make a hitter a robot. This guy right here is relaxed and loose and hasn't changed really in his 3 years here. I love it. I love the way he stands there and moves.
He has now hit safely in 7 straight, including that base hit today. And over that stretch, he's got 10 hits in 22 at-bats. It's a .455 average. Sends this one high in the air towards the line and right. Stewart racing over. He makes the catch. Rembert will tag up from second. So a productive first out for Guevara.
Yeah, good base running. Trace Fralick, no way he should tag. He went halfway. Chris Rembert can run. He saw the, here's the term, outfielder
I agree,
under
Breezy.
duress. When you see an outfielder, you
Really
see
no
his
excuse for
numbers,
that to be
tells you
dropped
go back
because
and
the
tag if you're a
center
second.
fielder should have caught that ball, no problem.
I like that. Outfielder under duress.
My thesaurus is with me today.
That
These are
was,
some big
I would
words.
not
Wow,
consider
that's
that
good
last one
Ready to
an
go.
above average play.
You, on the other hand, are driving to Atlanta, flying out. So we got to get moving here.
No, we'll be okay. Here's Ethan Bingaman. Up and away, ball 1.
I expect to hear a little love in the Braves broadcast tomorrow night with our time together. I mean, we've had 7-8 hours.
We have.
Which, you know, I had my wife or you to choose from, and I chose you, so please.
I wouldn't put it like that, Mark. I might get me in trouble. The 1-0. And Bingaman hacks away and flicks it foul.
Colin Fisher, much like we talked about in the first inning or second inning with Petrovic, he's 1 pitch away. You feel like you're kind of in this hole, but you can make 1 pitch, get a good firm ground ball to an infielder, and you're out of the inning. Never as far away as you think you are.
Yeah, Breeze out here. Are you there?
52 pitches, so Auburn doing its job offensively of getting pitches in the starting pitcher. Build the pitch count. Let's find out what that bullpen has.
Both bullpens got a pretty leisurely day yesterday.
Should be pretty fresh, right?
Arkansas had to use a few more arms than Auburn did on Thursday. And taking off Fralick, and now Rembert coming home.
Got
and the
him.
tag from Helfrich is in time.
That away.
Brilliant first to third defense from Arkansas in that spot.
Sure was. I mean, they didn't fall forward. It was a forced balk, if you want to. The runner's not going full speed. Chase Fralick. The question would be, with 1 out, you know, why not let Bingham swing the bat? I'm not in the dugout. Great job by Arkansas of not panicking and making a play. And like we talked about, that's not quite how you would draw it up. But now here's Fisher with 2 strikes. 1 pitch, he's out of a jam. It's really going to pour a little bit of salt in the wounds of Auburn if this is a deep fly ball here for an out. But look, you got to take some shots. You can't just sit there. And Gabe Gross running the offense. He saw something, and Arkansas, to their credit, they ran it perfectly.
Two-two. Bingaman got a lot of it, but out in front.
Just a good player. Taking 2-strike hit. He's played elite defense a couple plays yesterday at first base. He's hit some balls hard. And, you know, hitting 266, but he's in there every day against SEC pitching. Really holding his own.
Clubbed in the air to center. Racing back, New. It's over his head. 1 hop off the wall. Fralick can coast home. It's an RBI double for Ethan Bingaman. Dead center. Auburn has the lead.
Big time. We've seen
Left
2
the ball
freshmen
too
today.
much
Christian Turner
up in
for
the middle.
Arkansas with a 2-run base hit with 2 outs. And now Ethan Bingaman
Right
with
down
a
the
base
middle.
hit,
Up.
RBI with 2 outs.
That's going to happen every time.
That ball just exploded. That was like a tee shot. Not my tee shot, but somebody's. While he just kept right on climbing. Over New's head in center field.
At this level, you cannot throw a
Now
straight
bump Terrell.
fastball straight down the middle.
Don't see any action yet in the Arkansas bullpen. I'm a little surprised because it is Sunday. They haven't burned a lot of guys, but again, they trust their starting pitchers to work out of jams. And it's
It
only
is not
4-3.
Sunday, sir. It's Saturday.
Walk here might
He
change
did say
things.
it's not Sunday.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh.
Fisher came out to
I
start
apologize,
the season
sir.
on fire, had an ERA just over 1 in non-conference. 3-0 now.
And he's grinding. The stuff is there, but you can just kind of feel it as you watch him. He's just grinding like, man, everything I'm doing, I'm grinding to throw a ball across the plate. Kind of fighting himself a little bit. A lot of it goes back to what's running through his head, his thoughts.
And a 4-pitch walk. So Jackson Kersher, he is warming in that right center field bullpen for Arkansas. We're going to have a it's not going to be a mound visit. Dave
Pitch
Van
and
Horn
change.
Yeah, I just missed it. I couldn't see anybody throwing, but he's ready.
Yep, that is.
Yeah, we
Jackson
do,
Kersher,
Hog
who
Pounder.
was up, and
But you see what
again,
happens with the
Colin
rest of
Fisher
the teams that don't.
unable to get through 3 innings for the 3rd straight start. Auburn, a 4-3 lead. They've got a couple of men aboard. Kersher coming.
We're going to have to do something there because we can't have a starter that can't get through 3 innings in 3 games in a row.
He's just in a little funk.
Yeah, but at this level, you got to figure that out. Absolutely, Reese. Since we will not be live tomorrow, happy Easter to everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day with your families. And hopefully maybe by Monday, I have a new grandbaby. My first ever grandson. Yeah, and the defense didn't help him either, Arky Joe. So that does get to you. It shouldn't, but it does. If his defense makes a couple of those plays, that this could be a different game for sure. Yeah, Reese. Today he was just leaving too much middle for sure. That last pitch, that double that just scored the go-ahead run was a fastball just on a tee for the guy.
Terrell at first, and it'll be up to Jackson Kersher.
Yeah,
to
I can't wait,
those
LC.
2 inherited runners. The righty's got some impressive strikeout numbers.
He does.
Miss
While all of his
Angie,
appearances have
appreciate
been
you
relief,
becoming a
his
member of the
ace is
SAR
number
Squad.
9. He's got 14 strikeouts and only 8 innings. So yes, the strikeouts.
And
there,
remember,
the big
we
breaking
will
balls
be off
probably
tomorrow,
there.
and Monday
And a
we
few
will be
walks,
doing
only
at
8
least
innings,
one
so
softball game,
Arkansas
possibly
had enough of
2.
those today. They needed those strikes.
If you're a
A
softball
rubber
fan,
match game here. Brandon
We'll
McCain so
show
far
the girls
hero
some
of the
love.
day with a big double to drive in 2 last time at bat.
yes, Silverville, that is correct. Pitcher
One
needs
run
to
across
feel
for
like his
Auburn in
defense
the
has
inning.
got his
Rodgers
back
coming with 2 outs.
for sure.
Auburn has not won a series, while we talked about it, against Arkansas since 2017. And in that stretch, Auburn's been to Omaha twice. And they have not beaten the Razorbacks 2 out of 3 in 9 years.
And McCrane slices one into right field. That's going to fall in front of Stewart. Here comes Bingaman. He scores, and it's 5-3.
Brandon McCrane is the man of the hour. He got 96 on his hands, but like you said, he's added some weight. He's gotten stronger and just strong enough to hit this ball right over the second baseman's head, and another big 2-out RBI.
I love Stu,
Clay will try
but
and
that's a
keep it
product
going.
of not
He
having
drove
no
in a
speed
run
out
his
there
last
in
at-bat
right
at
field.
ground.
Just really good hitting, and we're seeing freshmen everywhere. Bingaman, Brandon McCrane, Turner for Arkansas. Young guys having a big role so far in this big-time ball game.
Well, we heard from Butch Thompson, too. We spoke to him earlier this inning. You know, he said it was real nice to see McCrane connect on a ball, especially on
Papa
the
Sarge, Fishman, probably
going to
be
the SEC as a freshman
what it's
is
going to be.
extraordinarily difficult.
Well,
Or whatever the little man
guys,
decides
talking
to
about
call
Brandon
me, I
McCrane.
guess.
When they're told they're going to redshirt as a freshman, would leave. In this generation we're in, I'm out of here. I'm in the portal. Ball gets away.
Ball got
gets
away, and off goes Terrell.
Wow, no, they called time.
Yeah, they're saying time was called, or time was out. So they're going to send the runners back to first and second.
They were swapping balls.
Yeah.
Home plate umpire David Susi had called time. For a while, that had a Parks and Rec look to it. I'm just glad it was a timeout.
And now Butch Thompson wants a little bit of an explanation here.
Yep. And he should get one. I don't know if we have a review of that or not, but they were definitely swapping out balls. Helfrich and Sousa, Susi, they were swapping out balls.
Yeah, ball in the dirt.
Right there. Right there. There it is. And then Helfrich throws it away.
So instead, a 2-0 count with runners at first and second against Todd Clay. And he's hit up and in. And the temperature inside Plainsman Park is rising.
Sure is. There's no need for a hit batter there, but it was a fastball up against the shoulder and didn't look too good. It's the ball that got away from him. Man, thank goodness it hit him in the shoulder because it was headed for his chin.
And now Cade Ballou steps into a spot. This game is teetering right now. A big swing from Ballou. Auburn would have a bit of a cushion, already leading by 2. Ryder Helfrich sensing that, wants to go out and talk things over here with Jackson Kersher.
And this has more of a Sunday game, even though it's Saturday. A third game of the series field. We got 2 walks, 2 hit batters by Arkansas, and right now their pitching is a crutch for them right now. The bullpen is getting loose. It is the third game, even though it's not Sunday, so no reason to leave arms in the pen if you're Arkansas. That's going to be it for Kirchner.
With a lefty coming up, Parker Coyle will be summoned from the Arkansas bullpen by head coach Dave Van Horn. We'll wait until he makes the official move. But the bullpen gate has swung open. And that is all. So Kersher to the dugout, Coyle to the mound.
Coyle could get us out of this inning, or he could give up a long ball. The only problem with Coyle is you just don't know, man. Ugh, he's prone to giving up that long ball.
You wiping your mic?
Yes. Yes, I was. I should have muted it, but I didn't realize you can hear that.
Is loaded, 2 outs.
See what the rain's looking like coming.
And he's going to turn it over a little bit. While the rare lefty we've seen so far that's not 92 to 97, he's going to be a little more of a spin it, throw a changeup, try to mix it kind of guy, an off-speed guy. He's going to face Cade Ballou, a left-handed hitter, so left-on-left matchup for Arkansas.
It's been limited at bats for Ballou in SEC play, but he is 4 for 11 and has reached base and more than
no, Ashton, it's not even close, buddy.
He did strike out in
I
his
can
first
promise you
at-bat
that.
today in the second.
Coyle, another like so many Arkansas
it's
pitchers,
miserable, but not as bad as that.
strikeouts and not many walks. Today, That hasn't been the theme for them. It's been guys free bases with 2 hit batters and 2 walks. But another guy that's got good strikeouts and not many walks.
6 of 7 hitters have reached in this inning for Arkansas. Keep in mind, the second out, it came on the bases.
And the theme today, Wiley, has been 2-out RBI base hits. That's close to a balk. Real close to not stopping. Needs to be careful there. But the theme today for both
I know.
teams has
I
been
knew what you were doing.
2-out RBIs to get us to a 5-3 ball game.
Each team with 2.
Got to stop the hands and come set, and he did.
And Ballou skies one. Shallow left, traipsing in Turner. He's got it. And Coyle gets the Hogs out of the jam, still within striking distance. But Auburn takes the lead after 3.
All right. That's what we needed, Parker. We're still in it, though. Like I said, it's only 2 runs. We could just find a pitcher that's could give us a few innings today. We'll be all right. Should we give him the fire hog?
Time for the fire hog.
Excuse me.
Alex Petrovic put up a quick shutdown inning in the 3rd after Auburn had tied it at 3. He'll try and do the same with his team having taken the lead now. And Micah New will lead off. New, by the way, he's demonstrated a little bit of toughness here recently. He was not doing well from a nausea standpoint, if you will, the night before their finale against Florida. As New fouls this ball down the first base line. Bingaman gives chase. He'll peel off. So he was in the lineup, then taken out of the lineup Sunday, but then Damian Ruiz gets hurt, so New has to come back in, play the outfield. He's been battling strep throat as well, which has been going around the Arkansas clubhouse recently. And look, I mean, Arkansas is pretty banged up right now, position player-wise, and he continues to show up and contribute despite.
He's on the bench
100%.
today, Clyde.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest fears as a head coach. Is one of those viruses runs through your team. Breaking ball there and a weak ground ball foul. But, yeah, it's one of those things because when it hits, you got, 35 guys in a tight space together on the bus together, and they're together a lot. And when it hits, it always hits at the wrong time, too, right in the middle of a big series, and you lose some guys. And if you get it bad enough, it takes a few days to feel normal again.
Yeah, New has been wearing a mask on the bus, trying to prevent spread. And New leans out of the way. I guess you did say hitting's contagious, though. You're okay with that virus?
Yeah, I'm okay with that one. Don't wear a mask for that one. Take the mask off, but you might want to wear a mask if you're sick on a bus with a bunch of guys.
Petrovic's 1-2.
There we go.
Got him looking. Top of the zone with a breaking ball. 4th strikeout for Petrovic.
And not what Petrovic wanted, but it worked. It was kind of one of those back up, front door breaking balls. He wanted it out and away. Watch this thing just kind of spin. That's a changeup, actually. Now, it was just that good of a changeup, but it was definitely up with 2 strikes. Got away with 1 there.
Now Reese Robinette, the redshirt freshman from Kennett, Missouri.
He's thrown it. Is Petrovic. I bet I'm going to guess at it. 35 to 40% of his pitches so far out of 47 have been changeups. He is turning it over. You can actually see the pronation of his hand. He lays that wrist back and he turns it over. It's almost like in softball. I talk about rotating the wrist. That's what he does when he throws it, but he does it naturally. Doesn't try to do it. Doesn't try to manipulate it. And if you're a young pitcher out there, don't do things at release point. Take the grip. Learn the changeup when you're young and throw it. And the natural pronation of your arm and body will cause the action of the pitch.
Lofted into left. Terrell back, now in. Casual second out.
It is a showcase in changeups right now with these left-handed hitters. And he threw two really good ones to Stewart last at bat and then busted him in with a fastball at 93. So if it's working, keep throwing it. And here's the message to the young pitchers. It's the hardest pitch in baseball to hit. Everybody wants to throw a breaking ball, and I get it. Everybody wants to throw 95, and not many do. But the changeup, it's the one pitch. You ask anybody that's ever hit, that's the pitch. It's just so hard to time up and hit. Stay back sounds easy until you're standing there.
Zach Stewart standing there now. And he chops one out to short. McCrane's got it. His throw just in time to beat Stewart. Aside from that, a breezy 1-2-3 top of the fourth for Alex Petrovic. When we come back, we'll have Hunter Dietz join us, winning pitcher last.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that, but we appreciate you subscribing, becoming a member of the Star Squad.
And then last night, Arkansas, with a late swing from Ryder Helfig, gave the Hogs a 3-2 lead. We're now joined by Hunter Dietz. And Hunter, you were the guy responsible for keeping Arkansas in that game last night. Can you describe it seemed like he got stronger as the game went on last night.
And I was just kind of amped up at the end, but as I go on, I always figure out what's wrong or what's going right, and if it's going wrong, I just fix it as the game goes on in between innings, especially my cutter. Cutter didn't start off too great at the start, but as the game went on, I kind of developed a really good feel for it, and it was really good at the end.
Hunter, you and Auburn both came in having lost 5 games in a row. How big was that yesterday? Your team needed you to go out there and shove it, and you did. How big was that for you?
How about that?
For the team?
It's huge. It's huge. It really
We made a play.
Turns the track on our season, and hopefully we could turn this game around and take the lead and win this game. But we really needed a big win, and I'm glad I was able to help that.
And Hunter, I mean, just big picture-wise, I know obviously you're in the midst of a critical rubber game here on the road, but, you know, for the way your season has unfolded, given just the trouble you had staying healthy these last 2 years, I mean, how gratifying has it been to be not just healthy, but a key piece of this rotation?
Feels great. I mean, sitting on the sidelines the past 2 years hasn't been really ideal for me, and it's been pretty tough to watch, just knowing that I can't really help the team. But now that I'm able to help the team every weekend, it feels great, and that I'm a key part, it's awesome. It's just really what I worked hard for.
What is the recovery process? Ground ball there, great play. Robinette with the stiff forearm, beat the hop, heck of a play. Hunter, what's the recovery? So now you're looking forward to next weekend and getting ready for that. What happened today behind the scenes for you to get ready for that next start?
So today I lifted and I did some arms just to get some soreness out. I'm pretty sore. Tomorrow I'll do some long toss just to get the arm stretched out again. Then I'll bullpen, and then I have like a pregame routine day before a start that I'll do.
So now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. You know, Hunter, I want to circle back one more time just to the rehab process. Who were some of the people you were able to lean on for support as you were going through, again, what must have felt like just a never-ending recovery process?
Yeah, my family definitely. Big one's my brother. We talk a lot just about how to go through baseball. He's with the Padres right now. And Corey Wood was really by my side the whole time with just doing all my recovery stuff, and Coach Bell getting me strong and back in shape.
As Fralick sends this one into center, this is probably going to do it. Nice quick inning from Parker Coyle. Hunter, why don't you give Parker a fist bump?
Parker.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Hunter. See ya.
On to the 5th.
We like those quick innings.
We need about 4 more Dietzes.
Yeah. What's tough is you got 2 starting pitchers, and Gackle and Fish that are struggling right now and not giving you a lot of innings. It's hard to win games when it's going on like that. Yeah, he was super excited, wasn't he, Ashton? He could barely contain himself.
Retired 7 in a row.
No, he's a legit Friday guy pitching in game 3. I mean, he is. Alex Petrovic, for most teams, would probably be a Friday night starter. That's just the way it's worked out. Auburn has a 1A, B, and C. They really don't have a 1, 2, and 3. Really have a 4 now that Alvarez stepped in there on Thursday, and we haven't seen Jackson Sanders, who has been a really, really good Saturday guy. So Petrovic doing his job, throwing strikes, commanding the zone. Had 1 rough inning and settled right back in the next 2.
He'll face the 8, 9, and 1 spots in this Arkansas order, beginning with Kahio Aloy. And when it comes to professional baseball, Mark, you've seen Alex pitch a lot. He's a redshirt sophomore, so eligible for the draft. What do you think the professional teams make of him on the mound?
I think he'll have to throw more fastballs in
Yep.
professional baseball. And I think in the minor leagues, whoever gets him, he's only a sophomore, so he's got another 18 months here on campus for Auburn, which is good news for Coach Thompson and the Auburn Tigers. But that's the only thing I would say. He'll have to throw more fastballs. Anyway, he'll want to throw more fastballs against wood bats. Other than that, he's ready. Big, strong kid, good athlete, can pitch a little bit, can mix it up, and very confident and great makeup.
And a called strike on Aloy.
Forgive me, a second time in 2 days. I've been wrong. Redshirt sophomore, which means he is draft eligible come this July. So
That's the word on the street,
sorry about that,
Ashton.
Auburn fans, he may be gone, but regardless, he's ready to go out there and do it.
And he's quickly 0-2 on Aloy.
And he's durable. While he's 6'5", another one of those big, strong, 235-pound guys from Texas, from the quintessential baseball state.
Top 10 in the SEC when it comes to base runners per inning. And no chase there from Kahio Aloy. Well, if you're Arkansas, obviously we're able to get to him there in the second inning. Big 2-out, 2-run single for Christian Turner. But what adjustments do you think Dave Van Horn wants to see for his hitters as Petrovic continues to work?
Well, I mean, you got to give credit to Petrovic. He's just making good pitches. Now, there's a break, potentially hit batter.
Yep.
You don't want to see that, but he's just making good pitches until then. So if you're Dave Van Horn, I think you'd probably say, hey, guys, keep grinding. Right?
Yep.
You've used that term a couple times. So just keep grinding,
Yeah.
have the good at-bats. They did it yesterday.
That's what it looks like.
Helfrich comes up, boom, in the 8th inning. The game is over. They win, and they're not that far out of reach today.
Well, we'll see how Dave Van Horn wants to play this here with Christian Turner. Of the 4 innings so far for Petrovic, 3 have been 1, 2, 3 innings, and then the only exception was that 3-run second. So if Arkansas has gotten traffic on, they've had success.
And I think I do see Jackson Sanders. I see a lefty. Looks like his mechanics in the Auburn bullpen getting ready. And it's really kind of fitting in nicely for the way Auburn maybe drew it up. Arkansas's got a bunch of left-handed hitters. Jackson Sanders is pretty deadly against left-handed hitters. So Petrovic is giving them what they need. Into the 5th inning winning, and now Sanders can come in there if they choose to bring him in against the lefties and hopefully have some success for Auburn.
And now it's 2-0 on Turner. And if Turner finds a way on, all of a sudden top of the order coming up and nobody out.
There you see Sanders getting it loose. And you don't have to wait long. You don't pull Petrovic because he doesn't throw well. You just don't have to wait long. You got a guy down there who's basically a starter.
Is there any concern, you think, if you're Everett Tiefert, of not bringing Sanders into a clean inning, considering he's been a starter all year?
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to man up. If they need you to do it, you come in and do it. He was a reliever last year as a freshman, so I think, you know, he's communicating right there with, I think, with Frelick, calling him a few more pitches than he normally does. But no, I think you just got to go get it, whatever the opportunity is. Turner is the hero of the day right now. Had a big 2-out RBI, his last at bat. Kind of erased what was not a great weekend and turned it into a solid weekend. He can do it again here if he can extend this inning with a hit or just get on base.
Two 1 pitch from Petrovic. Got the call, 2-2.
Really good pitch. Took the fastball down and away, had some good life to it. Not much of a shot for Turner there. So many options for Petrovic because he can locate his pitches. He really can throw, even though it's a transitional count, 2-2, meaning you don't want to go to 3-2. He can throw whatever he and Chase Frelick feel good about. Instead of, well, man, I really can't locate anything. Let me throw a fastball. Boom, double off the wall, and Arkansas is rolling.
Christian Turner, freshman from Hot, Louisiana. Bounces one back to Petrovic. His throw to second in time. The turn to first. A double play. 1-4-3. 1-6-3.
Petrovic did not panic. Just get the first out, and that's what he did. So many pitchers don't shuffle. Watch how poised he is. Catch it, take your time, one shuffle, set your body, make a great throw. Middle infielders love it when they get a great pick there by Bingaman. A little surprised Arkansas didn't want to maybe challenge it. I thought it was bang bang and worth a look, but they don't want to burn one yet, I guess, this early. Very nice, poised pitchers fielding practice play by Alex Petrovic.
Might be a poet in you, Mark.
I'm trying.
So 2 down, base is empty now for Nolan Souza. That changes the whole feel of this inning.
Breaking ball there. Just he doesn't give fastballs. You just don't. It's rare to see a guy this big and strong that stands out there and doesn't have to ego it up and try to throw 95. He just does what's there. He just makes the pitch.
Guevara way off the line at third against the left-handed hit Souza, who now bunts or shows bunt, pulls it back. Nolan Souza out of Honolulu.
Arkansas has been very successful going to Hawaii. It's a long flight just to get to LA and then another long flight to get to Fayetteville. But when you're as good as they've been, when you go to Omaha every other year, so to speak, and not regionals every year, guys come.
Scalded on the ground out to Bingaman. Takes it to the bag. Another 0 for Alex Petrovic and the Auburn Tigers. Halfway to the house, Auburn a 5-3 lead. In Florida, that's a rubber game down in Gainesville. Kentucky, even the series with Missouri this afternoon, so that'll be for the series tomorrow afternoon. And then a little West Coast flavor there with Arizona State and Arizona.
And it just brings the point, Wiley, is how big this game is right here. The winner of this game stays at even at 6-6. Auburn has a ranked opponent every week for the next 6 weeks after today. And Arkansas is ranked number 17. They were number 2. So for Auburn, it's just brutal for 6 weeks. It is a ranked team. They've got 10 teams in the SEC that are ranked in the top 25 this week. Auburn plays 6 of them the next 6 weeks. So if you're Auburn, boy, 6-6 is a lot more comfortable with that schedule than 5-7 is.
1-2 on Eric Guevara. Yeah, I mean, there's no easy second half of your schedule in the SEC, but Auburn, who already from a metric standpoint has the #1 toughest schedule to this point in the season, it will not get easier. And Guevara caught looking. Parker Coyle, a little shaky start there. He gave up that base hit, or beg your pardon, after he replaced Jackson Kersher. He's coming in and retired all 4.
Settled in, hadn't he? He's thrown the ball well. Good fastball away there. Guevara did not like it, but that's a great pitch with 2 strikes around the corner. And Arkansas needed some stability. The first 2 guys did not give that to them, and so far Parker Coyle is.
Bingham in, a little spit squirrely hopper out to Souza. He makes the play, so 2 quick outs for Coyle. Is now retired all 6 men he's faced. Auburn won game 1, 10-2. It was Andreas Alvarez who went 5 innings, and there is Alvarez talking with pitching coach Everett Tiefer. Or beg your pardon, no, that's Petrovic, excuse me.
So you and I were talking between the break. Is that, I think that's a, hey, you're done. I think that's a, hey, good job. You don't go give your guy knuckles and take his hat off. So I think Everett Tiefer was just discussing, hey, here's what we're doing. Here's why we're going to do it. You've pitched great. If it was a normal set, he's probably still out there. But you got a starter who hasn't pitched in Jackson Sanders, and you got a left-handed lineup in Arkansas to bring him in again. So you see the hugs. So I think that's it for him. Really good day.
Bub Terrell cranks one. Deep to right. Out of here.
Called that.
Terrell.
He gives up at least 1
out
game.
To the player development facility. He has got some pop in that bat.
And really one of the few balls you'll see him pull. He likes to go the other way off the green monster, but he got a breaking ball middle in there, sped the barrel up, and just smoked it. There's a bad place to miss. Down and in on the breaking ball to a lefty, and boy, I threw a few of those, and they ended up just like that.
Right off the light tower.
Haven't had a lot of home runs for 2 teams that can hit them. We haven't had a lot, just 2 yesterday's game, both by the same guy, and a big one there for Auburn. He is a clown. You see Bub Terrell, he always has a smile. He smiles catching fly balls in the outfield. He smiles no matter what he's doing. Coach Thompson brought the Savannah Bananas in here in the fall, and he stole the show with the Bananas show. He took the show from them.
How important do you think is it to have a variety of personalities in the dugout? You've got big guys like Bub Terrell. We've mentioned
Chris Rembert, quiet,
very quiet,
no emotion. You know, you got to have those guys that are, you can use the word clown. I don't mean that negative. You got to have the Bristol Carters who are fiery, the Bub Terrells that are always smiling, and you got to have the Chris Remberts who are rocks and anchors. And there's 3 hits for Brandon McCrane. Why not?
All 3 of them to right field.
And you got to have young guys that hit bullets like that. All smiles, except for this guy right there. That guy's not smiling. Been in his shoes, know how it feels. Yeah, Lee has been there.
Yeah, I think he is a little frustrated. Had him 0-2. In fact, that's just the second ball he's thrown this inning there to Todd Clay.
Yeah, it's been a huge theme today, Wiley, of 2 outs, RBI. I think all the runs potentially, and you keep up with it better than I do, have been scored, or most of them with 2 outs, both by Arkansas and Auburn. McCrane, Bub Terrell, Turner for Arkansas.
It's 5 out of 9, but
Okay.
2 of the ones that didn't come with 2 outs were ground outs, if you will. So that's still, again, 1 out.
So you're trying to help out my percentage.
Exactly.
Thank you.
It's over 50.
Thank you.
And Todd Clay puts a charge into one to center. That'll hang up there for Mike Anu, who makes the catch. But Bub Terrell, deep to right, a solo homer, his 6th of the year. And, yeah, he's the mayor down there in that Auburn dugout. Always got a smile on his face.
Having fun doing it.
And, well, Mark, this is one of those big
I'm still here,
questions
Miss
as the coaching
Veronica.
staff try to answer correctly. When is the right time to move on to the next guy? You see Alex Petrovic there, 5
Yeah, I'm
innings,
good, guys.
3 runs. In fact, you might even say he pitched better than that. Those 3 runs all coming in the 2nd inning. He didn't give up a hit after that 2-run single from Christian Turner. But Auburn will go to Jackson Sanders, who has been a starter all season, and they want to give him a clean inning.
Well, and that's exactly right, Wiley. He's a 6'3" lefty out of Valley, Alabama. It says Opelika. They're side by side right here, about 20 miles down the road. He's been very good on Saturdays. He's pitched almost, well, I guess every Saturday so far this season. Numbers are good. He's only had 1 outing, really, where he just did not throw well, so he's been very solid. The question you might ask is, why not let Petrovic face Helfrich? See this pitch first, because last at bat, Petrovic was really good against Helfrich, and I think the answer is what you said, a clean inning. Jackson Sanders is not used to coming in as a reliever, and there's something to that. He's been a starter probably since August started. He's been groomed to be in the rotation. So give him a clean inning, let him go to work.
When you have a guy like this stepping into a new role, at least for the day, does he warm up the same as if he were starting?
Great question. No, he didn't have 30 minutes like they do pregame. You go down, you stretch. He probably went through his routine. I'm sure Coach Tiefer told him, get your routine down, because that is the danger, Wiley, is you're changing a guy, potentially changing his rhythm, his routine, his mindset. But this is big boy baseball. You got to man up. You're asked to go do a job. You got to go do it.
And to your point, I mean, even though it's not the full 30 minutes, but it looked pretty clear, Everett Tiefer, they made up their mind, hey, through 5, we're going to you, as opposed to if Petrovic stays in the game, a couple guys get on, then all of a sudden you want to bring him in. It might be more like 5 or 10 minutes notice, if that.
Yeah, great.
And he
slider.
carves up Helfrich.
And he will throw 2 pitches, Will Jackson Sanders. Only 2, not much of a changeup. This is going to be the slider. And watch this thing now. 84 miles an hour. There it is. Now it's not. That is what you call dirty. From Valley, Alabama, downtown. And for Helfrich, that's 2 at-bats, and that's about 8 pitches compared to what he did yesterday, the day before. Auburn's pitched him well today.
First base out of the mound. Sanders an early test. Handles it with aplomb. 2 down.
And Sanders showing maturity, right? Okay, I didn't get to start. There might have been some disappointment around Thursday when he heard he wasn't going to start. Maybe not, and he's handling it. I'm in the game. We're winning. The goal is must win for Auburn if you're Jackson Sanders, and so far so good throwing strikes and handling it.
And week to week, baseball seasons are plenty unpredictable. It would not be unheard of to have a guy go in the rotation, come out, go back in later in the season.
He was the #1 player in the country as an 8th grader, Wiley. We no longer have the early commit rule, which is such a good thing. It was just crazy. But he committed to Auburn in the summer after his 8th grade season. If you can imagine that. The pressure you have on you when you're 14 years old, ranked that high in the country. He ended up in the top 20. Not very good last year. A maximum effort guy, a lot of walks. Boy, has he settled in and become a real pitcher here for the Auburn Tigers.
Well, I'll say this, Mark. If I knew where I was going to college after 8th grade, I had a really tough time focusing throughout high school.
I mean, 5 years of having to deal with that bullseye on you. You're not even a varsity player yet. You're playing JV, maybe JV ball, and you got to handle that, and he did.
You got a lot of guys, certainly, including upperclassmen, looking at him saying, "You're going to Auburn, huh? All right, well, let's see what you got."
Question for Arkansas, Wiley, in the conference is who's going to be the 3-run home run guys? I don't know that I see him, at least not in the 2 games you and I have worked together. They're going to have to find some offense because right now they're not swinging the bats like they normally do.
Last 4. Lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Cade Ballou to face Parker Coyle. And the first pitch is belted to left center, but playable for Mike Anu. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Coyle's got to keep it right there. It's a 3-run game. Arkansas has the offense. Coach Van Horn is out. I think that's going to be it for Coyle. And a good outing. Made 1 mistake, and Bub Terrell hit it. Other than that, really good. 2 solid plus innings for him.
So Coyle gets the lefty Ballou. A couple of righties coming up. Coach Van Horn will go to the bullpen. Coming in for Arkansas, the right-hander. We'll tell you more about him when we come back.
Well, that was a quick one, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, he went an inning and a half. When he starts leaving it up and they start hitting the ball like that in the air, you got to get him out. That's the problem with our pitching right now is we're just leaving too much up. You got to be in that middle down part. You got to live in that middle down or outside, low and outside zone.
Well, we haven't lost a series to Auburn in almost 10 years, so
So what you're saying is they're due.
well, the football team hadn't beat Alabama in almost 20, so
Then we're due.
I remember watching that game when we beat Alabama in football.
That's when we still had leather helmets, right?
No.
And
2006.
following the seniors, the freshman Mark Brissy making just his 3rd appearance of SEC play. He's given up 3 runs and 2 1/3, but no extra base hits and only 1 walk.
9 outings overall, Wiley. He's got some strikeouts like most of these guys do. 17 punch out. Does have 7 walks and 11 overall innings. So this is where he needs to throw strikes. 6-3, bottom of the 6th inning. Getting late, Arkansas does not want that lead to increase. They need good pitching.
So with 1 away at the top of the order, Bristol Carter, who is 0 for 3 today, and he's done it seeing just 4 pitches. Popped up a bunt his last time up. And a first pitch strike at 94 from the right-hander.
Yeah, another good arm. They just don't have any arms out there in Fayetteville that are not elite. 94 on the first pitch. And a lower slot, too, from Brissy. This ball's going to have some sink to it. There you see it. It's my favorite style of pitching. That was kind of typical in the 80s and 90s. Now we become the big 4-seam, overhand, higher slot guys. But Brissy's got some life. And so you talk about a ball that sinks at 94, equally hard for a hitter when it does have late life. So when you hit a term release point, you have arm swing, which is how the ball comes out of the glove and goes back. But release point is where does the ball come out of his hand. If you watch him, it's going to come out pointed right towards third base. 95, but you got to throw it across the plate. Probably threw this way his whole life. Arm slots can be adjusted. Coach Barrett was famous for that. But for the most part, probably with this good of an arm, probably threw like that his whole life.
Full count now on Carter. And a leadoff walk, or beg your pardon, a 1-out walk. First batter face for Mark Brissy. And going back to arm slots, Mark, is that something you should wait to change until later in your career?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you leave it alone. While, you know, an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid is weak, so you might see something that doesn't look right. But when you get, I'm a good example. I got here as a freshman. Coach Barrett said, you're going to get your brains beat out if we don't do something. So I lowered my slot and created some sink, and he really got me a very short minor league career and some success here. For Tim Hudson, Scott Sullivan, it was big league careers.
And
Delayed
off goes
steal.
Carter, delayed steal as the ball squeaks through the glove of Souza. Kojal there to back it up, and Carter had to race around. He thought for a moment that ball was into center field.
So good right there. Normally he's a straight steal guy. That's going to be his 22nd stolen base of the season. But the delay is when you take your secondary. It's not an automatic. Right there, and then you go. And what you're counting on, Wiley, is everybody pauses, and Souza did. Souza didn't get to the bag on time because he didn't see it, didn't see the straight break. Good deep offensive play by Auburn.
And that ball ricochets off the backstop, and Carter heads to third. A little bit of wildness
Goodness
here.
gracious,
from Mark
Brissy, what are you doing?
This inning is on the verge. If you're not watch out for Arkansas getting away.
Just trying to give him a run without even letting him hit the
We
ball.
got rain approaching. It's getting late. And your options in the bullpen are probably starting to get a little bit thin if you coach Van Horn, especially when you go to a freshman like this in this kind of a setting who has not thrown a lot.
Infield is now in for Arkansas. 2-0 on Chris Rembert. Big strike.
96. It's there. It's there. It's just a matter of getting it in the right spot. Chris Rembert's a guy you and I talked about earlier. He's hitting 326, right? Pretty darn good, but he's just not going like he can go. And Auburn needs him to take one extra step.
Out to third. Robinette's only play is at first. He makes it, but Rembert does a job. It's now 7-3 Auburn.
Great jump by Bristol Carter. It was the jump that got him home without any threat at all because he went on contact. Watch how good you're going on contact, which means if you see down angle, you go. Look at that. No pause, and you make them throw you out. And his speed just beat it.
Auburn's done a nice job of tacking on runs here. Led 5-3 after the third. Added a run in the fifth and run in the sixth.
That's a big one, Wiley. That fourth just feels a little bigger than 3, right? It just something about that fourth. Just a lot more work now. It's got to be done offensively for Arkansas.
And keep in mind, Arkansas, they led 3-0 in the second, so Auburn scored the last 7 runs in this game.
One thought back on Bristol Carter, the going on contact. Those are the little things that are taught every single day by these college coaches. So it becomes natural, becomes an instinct. Good fastball there to Freilich. Brissy's sitting 95-96, but there was never even a pause. If you pause, you're out. Don't try to get in a rundown. He just went. And the mindset is, okay, you throw me out, but I'm going. It's called going on contact. And she's been trained in. There he's teaching right there, telling Guevara what he saw at the plate.
And belted deep to right. Stewart going back. That ball's gone. Chase Freilich.
Mother of Loki.
A towering blast for Freilich, and it's now 8-3 Tigers.
Big swing, got a 95-mile-an-hour
emotional damage.
Like it was on the tee, and did not miss right down the middle.
Matt,
right away.
would you tell your pitchers to quit pitching balls that are sitting on tees?
For Chase Freilich this year, ties Bub Terrell now for the team lead.
There you see Mr. Hustle.
And Mark Brissy, first extra base hit he's given up in an SEC game, and that was not a cheapie.
And he's going to come out of the game, short opportunity, but he's got great stuff, and he's going to have to develop, and he will. He'll develop, learn how to pitch in this league, but today, at least this inning, it's Auburn's inning with the great at-bats, the great hustle by Bristol Carter, and then the big swing right there by Chase Freilich.
So Auburn with an 8-3 lead here in the bottom of the sixth. This series tied at a game apiece. Elsewhere in the SEC, by the way, how about Georgia sweeping Mississippi State at Mississippi State? They won in 10 innings today as Steele Eves comes in for the Razorbacks. We've also got Kentucky with a win today over Missouri 9-2. Texas is 3 outs away from winning their series in Columbia.
It's fixing to start raining.
And tonight, Ole Miss number 21 Florida finish up their big 3-game series in Gainesville.
I told you it's coming
we'll
in.
We'll have it for you on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Coverage begins at 7:30
They may call the
Eastern,
game because it's after 5
6:30
innings.
Wiley, back to Georgia. They're 10-2 in the conference.
Yep. If it rains too long.
They led. They were the #1 transfer portal ranked team in the country, and they brought in 27 new faces. And so for Coach Johnson to do what he's doing, to bring in that many new faces in August, you got 8 months to get them united and ready to play, and to be 10-2 in this league and go to Starkville and sweep with #4 team in the country. That's real. That's real.
See some discussion about the weather going on down in the Auburn dugout as we try to dodge those menacing clouds overhead. Meanwhile, Steele Eves, he's been menacing on the mound so far this year for Arkansas. An ERA below 4, about a strikeout per inning. He's going to try and soak up a few outs here for the Razorbacks and give his offense a chance to climb back in this one.
Yeah, really good numbers, and so I would question why did he not come in ahead of Brissy. Brissy's had good numbers, but a freshman in this setting. But he's a guy who's been really good for them, and another low arm slot guy, and another guy in the mid to low 90s. But you see the similar arm slot to Brissy, which probably means there's some sink on the fastball. He should get some ground balls. One of those days where if you're Arkansas, just so far, you put together a good inning in the second, but nothing's really gone right. Didn't get good starting pitching. Had a couple of errors in the infield. Bullpen hasn't been really good. They're not out of it with 3 more at-bats left, It's been one of those days where they just haven't been as sharp as they need to be. And there you see what's coming our way, a big rain shower. My yard needs it, Wiley. We just don't need it here. 3 miles from here, go for it. But right here, I'd like to keep it dry if we can.
Have you let your local officials know that?
I'm going to try. I think there's one big official I got to consult with.
3 balls and a strike here on Eric Guevara. Two runs home in the inning for Auburn. They have scored in 4 of the 6 innings they've come to the plate today. And that ball is hammered right center.
Another pitch left up.
I knew that is a loud single.
Love the turns. Love the turn by Eric Guevara. Every single should be a double, and he was looking for it. He's got a fastball up and away, and just I want you to appreciate the swing, but just watch the hustle that this guy brings. Right there in his mind, I'm going too. Until I see that they're going to try to throw me out, that's it. That's the way you do it. I see a lot of high school players get a base hit and they stop on the bag at first base. This guy's an elite college baseball player, and he's not doing that. He's hustling. And for the coaches in this league, Wiley, if you play that way, if you make your round and stop like you're a big leaguer at first base, you're probably not going to play for Dave Van Horn and Butch Thompson. You're probably going to have to go somewhere else.
Oh, 0-2 on Bingaman.
I know when I was recruiting, I had an older coach tell me, he was kind of a mentor. He said, you go to a game recruiting, and you high school players watching us, listen closely. If you see a guy hit a ball to shortstop and he doesn't run hard, go home. I said, well, Coach, what if he's an elite player? Go home. It tells you what's inside of a guy when he can't hustle for 2 hours on the baseball field.
Right center, Stewart has got it. But a couple more runs for Auburn, including a solo shot from Chase Freilich. And it was a skyscraper. Auburn in control as we get.
It was a skyscraper. So, Barracks, who is all sitting around watching this game with us and coloring eggs at the same time? Are you coloring eggs? Our chickens are giving us, you can tell it's the spring because they're laying like crazy. We get about, I think yesterday we got 8 dozen. We get about 8 to 10 dozen. 8 to 10 dozen a day. Razorback app, yes. Monday I will be live streaming the Ladybacks. One game for sure, but if there happens to be 2, I probably will do the doubleheader. We'll see how it goes. If the views are there, people are there.
6th and worked a 1-2-3 half. Micah New takes down an in ball 1, and Mark, it kind of feels like everything has gone to plan for Auburn. They got the 5 innings from Petrovic.
What'd you say? Start like covering the softball team instead?
Change. Sanders coming in at the right time.
No, just there's no games.
Most importantly, they've gotten several insurance runs these last couple of innings.
And the girls are playing.
Sanders doesn't have any problems. He finishes.
Figure we'd show them some love.
Starter. He can go 100.
Maybe see what winning looks like.
So he can just stay out there and keep as long as he doesn't do that and give too many base runners up.
That is just the 2nd base runner for Arkansas since the 2nd inning. Both have been hit batsmen and both have led off the inning. That was back in the 5th, but it was a double play ball that erased Kahio Aloy.
David, appreciate you. Welcome to the Sergeant Squad.
see that wet stuff falling from the sky. It's not a real big cloud. Maybe we'll be okay. But here's Robinette. He's trying to get it going. He'll have a tough matchup here because Sanders is going to throw that slider left on left and the fastball going to the outer half glove side. It'll be tough to keep up with him. There's your breaking ball to get ahead.
Through the front door, strike one.
And it's a two-pitch guy. This guy is a starter, legitimate starter in the SEC. He's got 2 pitches. There's not much of a change-up feel. His mechanics, I think, dictate that. But he's really, really good.
Softball is at the bottom of the first.
Can you tell me about his arm action?
Yeah, he's a
I
lower
don't know if
slot.
they're taking
What
tomorrow off
causes
and
lower
playing 2
slot
on
is
Monday.
The front side's real quick. Really, it's surprising he's as accurate as he is because if you watch that glove side,
We'll see.
I don't want to use the word snatch, but it's just quick, and it
We'll know
causes
for sure
the arm to
tomorrow.
drop a little bit. It's a lower arm slot, much like we saw from Marciano. And he just commands it. It's really impressive he can command as well as he can because he is quick with the upper body. Does fly a little bit, but here comes the rain, but he makes pitches.
So rain beginning to fall here. There's a lot of fans here at Plainsman Park. Head for cover.
It's really, from our perspective, it's kind of funny to watch. It's like a mass exodus. Like, all right, something smells bad. Let's get out of here.
And Zach Stewart comes up empty, 0-1.
You know, one thing you would think is as quickly as Sanders opens that front side, you would think that left-handed hitters see it well, but they don't. I'm sure we have his split somewhere versus lefties and righties. It's really, really good, whatever it is.
So we don't expect this to be a long shower necessarily, Mark, but the question is how heavy is it going to get, and can we continue to play through it?
Well, the best news is so far there's no lightning. We don't need that thing around.
Yeah, that makes the decision very easy.
Yes, it does.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And it's not really fun and easy to pitch out there. Everett Tieford reminding Jackson Sanders to stop. He was kind of quick, come and set. They don't want him to balk. But it's not. Baseball is the one game. I think it's kind of fun for football guys.
All right,
Friday
Fishman.
night. It's not fun.
Have a good one, bro.
Stand out there and get wet.
And as you can see, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I think the mindset would be potentially if they can get through this inning, we might see the tarps come out. Maybe not. I don't think it's a real big shower, but it is raining pretty hard. You don't want the field to get slick. That's the one thing they don't want.
Or the baseball, for that matter. So that goes behind Stewart, and now the throw is into center field. Good job of backing up the play by Carter. And you wonder.
No doubt.
Yep, with that sequence, we're going to hit a rain delay.
Yeah, ball slipped out of Chase Frelick's hands, so yeah, that's it. You see the grounds crew going to do their great work here. Not what anybody wants, but this game's got to be played. Both teams got to try to win it, so you got to get the field covered up.
Yeah, Jeff, they
So we're in a rain delay.
that's what the schedule says, but but according to ESPN, when I went and looked, they got a doubleheader for Monday. One starts at 12 and one starts at 6. So I will look and see it Sunday. But I figure that would be a low viewed game because everybody spent, Easter with their families and stuff.
Well, I guess we can watch softball while they're in a rain delay. It's going to be a little bit.
Well, they just said it was going to be short. But yeah, let's see. We might be able to do that. Let me see if I can get it loaded in.
The zone, heavily rely upon her off-speed pitch between Johnson and McDowell. Got him as being out on that front foot and being early. A lot of success.
Just
with
keep
their
an eye on the
offensive
ball game.
production leads to them being on
YT,
time.
let me know when it comes back.
All right.
trying to get that opposite corner. Just missed. Well, for the senior from Sacramento, Dakota Kennedy, that home run to end the Florida series, walking it off, her 12th to lead the team as that one gets away. And down to third goes Brindley Bain.
LC, yeah, I'm a big man too. Just same, about the same.
And talking about Dakota Kennedy recently, Coach Courtney Deifel talked about just her process and that she is on such a high level mentally. She doesn't ride the highs or the lows, and she just knows what it takes to be good. And that we had a glimpse of that last weekend with the walk-off 3-run home run.
She'll take a free pass here. So a couple of walks here in this bottom of the first for Ella Harrison.
Uh-oh. Tiana Bell.
Big time trouble.
Don't let her hit the ball.
Look, 1 through 9, but especially here in spots 4 and 5 with the veteran first-year transfers. And Kennedy and Tiana Bell, who takes ball 1.
And in Tiana Bell, a hitter that just knows how to drive in runs, batting .476 with runners in scoring position this season.
You look at that number and you think, wait, that can't be right, can it? No, it is. 476. And as a team, 433 are the Razorbacks. To your point, Sydney, this is where they've made the living, is the free passes and then letting the bats do their job. That one fell off the table, though. Had Bell a little off balance there and guessing. Good pitch from Ella Harrison. A strike away from getting out of this first inning unscathed. Two and two now. With 2 on and 2 out. The pitch. Hard one hopper to short. Hastings fires across. Harrison and the Tigers get out of the first unscathed. 2 left on by the Razorbacks. We're scoreless, headed for the second.
Scoreless, headed for the second. All right, Reese, you too, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. You have a good Easter too, man.
Courtney Deifel pointed out, you know, you've got great coaching over there, but just so much character, high-class individuals leading the program. There's a lot of good feelings about where they're going to be able to take the Auburn Tigers to.
Absolutely, and last season, just in their first year, made the NCAA postseason, and it was the best start since 2022, going 20-1. just a lot of offensive gains under Chris Malvo and Kate Malvo. You saw there in that graphic that they have, you know, their differences in what they work on with the team. And for this year, they're a little bit in a rebuild year. Last season, they graduated 9 seniors, 8 made up the lineup. Coach Malvo was a little bit candid with us, talking about being in the middle of SEC play. It's kind of gut check time for this team.
Robin Heron's 1-1. Check swing. They asked down at first. Says no, she did not. So 2-1 now to Annalee Adams. Been in the cleanup spot all year, but this is the situation Arkansas likes to see her come to the plate. With them empty or leading off an inning. Not that you're ever excited to face a hitter like this. For a strike, and the count is full. Dynamic freshman season in 2025 for Annalee Adams. 10 home runs while she hit .390. This one is a big league pop-up high into the bright blue sky in right center field, and Kaylee Wyckoff finally settles under it to make the call and the catch. It's really turned into a nice afternoon here at Bogle Park with all the bad weather we had previously. 11th year head coach Courtney Deifel taking the program to new heights. Coming off another regional championship in which they hosted yet again. An SEC Coach of the Year and 3 conference championships overall.
And it has been incredible to see what Coach Courtney Deifel has done over the 11 years that she has been head coach of this program. I mean, coming into the program, it was in a tough spot, needed to be rebuilt, and that she did. She rebuilt this program and has had all of the success to follow. And truthfully, I said it in the open, Josh, but that series last weekend, when it comes postseason time, that's a series that you look back on and you reflect on and think, wow, that is going to pay dividends going into the postseason play.
Missing up high and tight to Haven Robach, 2-1. Yeah, just the authentic energy that you see.
Still under weather delay.
Courtney Deifel, and one thing she talked about this week was that she went back and watched the replay of Dakota Kennedy's series walk-off against Florida because she wanted to see the reaction from each and every one of her players. Just because that's the things that give her joy, is seeing the joy from her team and how much they thrive and celebrating the wins of each other and then collectively as a team. Another appeal to first. Nope. Says that she held up.
Well, and we talk about it often, but it comes down to culture. And the swing right here. She keeps the barrel back, doesn't cross the front of the plate, so that's the right call.
Have a happy birthday tomorrow, brother.
But it's all about culture, and the culture's been established here with the type of players on and off of the field.
Third strikeout for Robin Heron.
For Robin Heron, issuing the screwball on the outer half of the plate. Such sharp break right as it is crossing the plane of the plate. Already 3 strikeouts racked up for Robin Heron.
First pitch to Manaya Womack, fouling it back. How about 10 homers already this year for Womack? That's tied for the team lead with Michaela Walker. Piece of that, and Kennedy Miller is going to feel the sting of that for a little bit.
And she's going to take a second to walk it off. Catchers are so incredibly tough behind the plate, Josh.
They're going to get interference on that play. There's a little confusion on the field because Womack had gone down to first. Started to come back towards the batter's box and now back to the bag. Take another look here.
Yeah, so on that back swing as she's going around. So yeah, taking a look at that on her backswing as she's swinging around with her glove. You see the bat make contact with Kennedy Miller's glove behind home plate.
So Arkansas challenging the ruling on the field here. But the call on the field has Womack at first base right now. It would be the first base runner of the afternoon for Auburn, as Robin Heron has retired the first 5, including 3 strikeouts.
Taking a look from this angle as her barrel on her backswing is going around. The call is that her barrel hit Kennedy Miller's glove, which would be catcher interference. Josh, it happened so quickly.
Yeah, the plane where it's coming through right there, too, looks like it would be...
David, the catcher can't reach far
right
enough
near
where
the
that
hamate bone,
interferes with the batter's swing
that outside
of the
bone
bat.
below the pinky
Is how that's
on
interference.
the glove hand of Kennedy Miller.
And you know, first glimpse at that, I don't know what the ruling is going to be, but you don't necessarily see Kennedy Miller's glove break as the barrel is moving through, but again, it just happens so quickly.
Here comes our ruling.
After review, the ruling on the field is changed. There was catcher's obstruction. That batter's awarded first base. Auburn will change that challenge. They still have 2 remaining.
Okay, so the challenge for clarification there was by Auburn, not by Arkansas. They were assumptively sending Womack to first base, but I guess the call initially, as decided by the umpires, is that there was not interference. But on the review, able to see that it was there, and so Womack at first base with 2 outs, and Kyla Stroud, the DP, will step in. Stroud making her 24th start in this game number 37 of the year for Auburn. She's earned it, hitting .308.
I can tell you one thing about this Auburn offense, Josh, is they attack early in the count. They know Robin Heron is going to pump first pitch strike in the zone, and they are attacking early in the count.
Battled off 1-2. Miller comes up ready to fire, just to make sure that Womack is staying honest down there at first base.
And a 1-2 count for Stroud, not expanding the zone on that rise ball. It was out of the zone and continued to stay up higher, but that's a great take.
Got her swinging. 4 strikeouts now for
Good job,
Robin
Robin.
Heron. Razorbacks will come to bat when we come back.
They're back on, Sarge. You hear me?
Yeah.
Pitch there. That's development. That is the coaching staff, Coach Tiefert, Coach Foxhall, taking these guys and developing their minds as much as their bodies and their arms.
Aloy 0 for 1 today with an RBI ground out and then was hit by a pitch. Sanders has faced 6 hitters so far. He struck out 4 of them.
I'd just rather not talk about that right now, LC.
Backdoor slider. I think he'll throw it again right here. Watch this thing cut down and in on Aloy's back foot with 2 strikes. There it is, a good one and a really good take. We have seen some good takes on some tough pitches with 2 strikes from Arkansas the last 2 days.
You mentioned the Hawaii pipeline for Arkansas. Kahio, also from Hawaii. His brother, of course, won the Golden Spikes Award as a Razorback last year, Vahiva.
It's the real deal. Great player.
And that leaks between the legs of Fralix. That'll move New up to 3rd. And full count now on Aloy. If you joined us late, Arkansas put up 3 runs in the 2nd inning. They loaded the bases with nobody out and got a clutch 2-out, 2-run single from Christian Turner out of the 9-hole. Turner is on deck now. So Arkansas led 3-0. The Tigers tied it up in the bottom of the 2nd. Big double from Brandon McCrane, and they've tacked on runs here and there ever since. Three-two. Strike 3 called.
Slider, backdoor, just nasty.
Rain delay, no problem for Jackson Sanders. He continues to pinpoint his spots as he's worked 2 scoreless innings of relief. And as we stretch here on the Plains, Auburn with a 5-run lead.
Unfortunate game today, but it'll be all right. Still a long season.
Yep. I mean, when you give up 10 hits and only have 3, it's a little lopsided, as the score would say.
They erased a 3-0 deficit and have now taken an 8-3 lead. And that right there was the swing that gave Auburn the lead. Over the head of New, scoring Fralick. RBI double from Ethan Bingaman. And Auburn has not trailed since. Then here in the 5th, Bub Terrell with solo homer. Chase Fralick says, yeah, we'll put a little more air underneath.
Take that,
mine.
Bub.
Yeah, exactly. That
My
was
turn to smile.
Top spin for Bub and back spin for Fralick.
And a lot of cheering for Bristol Carter. Wiley, we just finished the 7th inning stretch. You ready for some more trivia?
Hit me.
So we had the bullpen. We had the rubber game of the series. We're playing it right now. The 7th inning stretch, a little more interesting than those 2. The earliest known reference
Had
was
those last night, LC.
And the deal was you sat on aluminum bleachers
tacos.
with splinters. I mean, I'm sorry, wooden bleachers with splinters in those days, and they didn't feel too good. So every inning, the fans would stand. We'll watch this pitch, and I'll give you the last piece of it. Kind of interesting. Got a new pitcher, Gibbler. He pitched on Thursday night. Their top reliever, top numbers. So this one point here, William Howard Taft, President of the United States, 1910, went to a ball game, and in the 7th inning, he stood up to stretch. Everybody thought he was leaving, so everybody stood up, and the 7th inning stretch began. There you go. Useless information for you, just in case. Goodness.
I think my biggest takeaway from that story, Mark, is that when you think about aluminum splinters, wooden splinters don't sound nearly as bad.
Not too bad. Let's talk about Cole Gibbler. How about that reliever? Another lefty out of the Arkansas bullpen. This is about the 5th lefty we've seen. They specialize in recruiting left-handed pitchers, and Gibbler's a lefty. He's a high school guy who came to Arkansas, now a sophomore. Good numbers, really good numbers so far in the Razorbacks.
Homemade, of course.
And Bub Terrell sends this one high in the air down the left field line. And for Gibbler, it's an ERA of 2.77. It's worth noting it rose by a full run his last time out on Thursday night, giving up 4 runs in a third of an inning, 3 earned. Part of that 7-run 5th.
Yeah, the big inning for Auburn, which they had not had one in a while, and they had one Thursday night to get that win. High arm slot over the top, sitting about 91. Looking ahead, Wally, Arkansas's got to come back to the state of Alabama next week. They play the Crimson Tide, so it will not get any easier for them. Auburn, maybe a little easier just to be at home with Kentucky, who's ranked 24. So doesn't get any easier for anybody in this league week to week.
Hard hit grounder out to second. Souza handles the worm burner, 1 away here in the 7th. And now the man of the day, Brandon McCrane, coming up.
Really is. 3 hits, a couple big RBIs. Played a really good, we haven't called his name defensively in a negative way all weekend. I don't know that he's made an error. Didn't make one yesterday, and there's no errors in the game today. We've had 2 errors from these 2 teams in now 16 innings.
Yeah, both teams have combined to make 2 errors each this whole series.
Amazing. Both came in fielding over 975. Texas will go to Texas A&M next week. Big series in the Longhorn State. You got Gig'em and you got Hook'em. And we had Texas here a couple weeks ago, and Coach Schlossnagle said Gig'em at the end of our, and he was at Texas, and he was saying Hook'em 2 years ago, and I thought, boy, hope he didn't mess that one up. Florida's playing great. They'll go maybe to the hottest team in the league. Athens next week, played the Georgia Bulldogs. So it's just fun. That's all you can say about watching the SEC season. It's just a lot of fun.
Fun to watch and challenging to coach him.
Yeah, if you're coaching, I don't know if fun is the word you would use.
Good fastball there at 91.
I heard it said about coaching in this league. When you lose, you want to go jump off a building. And when you win, you're just glad you didn't lose.
Yeah.
On to the next game. Jeez. It's terrible. I can vouch for it. That guy's been through a lot of them.
Peppered out to short. Kojal in time.
Another solid shortstop. We talked about Brandon McCrane, but that guy hasn't made an error. Camden Kojal's been lights out there, catching everything. He's made probably more plays than McCrane has, more opportunities, and made every one of them. Arkansas is going to have to find their bats. They're going to have to find their bats. They're going to have to find another starting pitcher that can step up for them. There's obviously some really good pieces on Friday and Saturday night. There's some good bullpen arms. But somebody other than the catcher and the first baseman have to do a little more offensively for them the last 2 innings here and down the road in the weekends ahead.
I think for Arkansas, if there was any talk of shuffling the rotation this week, it was quickly set aside because of the short week going from a Friday, Saturday, Sunday to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But there'll be an opportunity to make some changes. That's indeed what Dave Van Horn wants to do with traditional Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week in Tuscaloosa. 0-2 on Clay. And he's on top of this one. High hopper. Kojal And it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th for Cole Gibbler. Auburn still with a 5-run lead. We go to the 8th.
We go to the 8th.
Good outing by Gibbler there.
Yeah. I'm having barbecued pork steaks tomorrow. And I cannot wait. I love a good barbecued pork steak. Excuse me. I don't know why we ain't got more softball fans. As soon as we dropped the softball, we dropped almost 500 viewers. Yeah, Clyde, I've been saying the Gilbert needs to be starting since the beginning of the season, really. But he has his moments too, so he is not pitched without flaw, without problems.
Arkansas still without a hit since they scored 3 in the 2nd inning, and Freilich and Terrell with a couple of solo homers. But again, Brandon McCrane, he's really been the story, along with Alex Petrovic, who went 5 innings, and then Jackson Sanders, who's worked 2 scoreless innings of relief, and he continues on here in the 8th.
It's been a solid day for Auburn. They've had great at-bats. They weren't having them for 5 games, lost 5 in a row. Now all of a sudden they aren't having them. They've always pitched. Pitching was not a problem. And that was kind of my rant, I guess, this week after seeing them get swept by Alabama is, hey, they're pitching really well. They'll be just fine, and they are.
After scoring just 4 runs last weekend at Alabama, Auburn has put up 20 in this 3-game series.
This guy, Jackson Sanders, just pounding.
Sorry, I was muted.
With both pitches.
LC, I'm going to have probably baked beans, potato salad, and probably some deviled eggs.
Auburn's high in the country, Wiley. They were number 1 for a while in strike percentage thrown, like 67. There you see the numbers nationally.
I put a little heat in my baked beans.
That's not the SEC. This is the nation. Number 1. Strikeouts to walks, right? But it's the strike percentage. I think all the way back to Youngstown State, the opening series, it was 74% strikes in 3 games. That's like video game stuff.
I know it's not exactly strike percentage, but strikeout to walks, pretty good proxy for that. They do lead the nation in that category.
Auburn was dead last in the conference 2 years ago in most walks and ERA. They just go hand in hand.
And Christian Turner down on strikes. And how about Jackson Sanders? He has struck out 4 in a row in 6 of the 8 men he's faced.
Here's a slider. It's hard to deal
can't
with
get a
left
hit.
and left. So the Auburn plan.
If we
was
do,
to bring
it's
him
out
in
of.
exactly like
it's
they
just
did.
right in the
And
infield.
he was going to face a steady die to left.
If we put the bat on the ball.
The disappointing thing for me up here watching the Dave Van Horn team, Wiley, is they look flat. They look a little defeated.
Yeah,
right
somebody
now.
needs to
Their
go
bats
have
are
a come to
competitive.
Jesus talk with this
3-4
whole team.
pitches, see you later.
Staff,
It's not
everybody.
The normal mindset that you see, and I'm
Dave Van Horn
his cud
has
over
got
there,
to be.
but he's not happy. He sees it better than
You
I
need
do.
to go in the
This is
locker
not what
room,
you see
throw
out of
some
them. Normally, it's
bats,
just a
beat up some
fight
water
you tooth
bottles,
and nail
or
mindset, and I don't see that. I haven't really seen it despite the
coolers,
yesterday.
water coolers.
They just don't have it. The bats are, the term is non-competitive, and Auburn's pitching staff is good, but the whole league is good, and Arkansas knows that. They're prepared for that. So that's probably where he'll go to work. And I'm not speaking for him. He's a lot more advanced than me, but I think that's what he may see more than any is the body language and the non-competitiveness. Base hit there by Susan.
First base hit for Arkansas since the second inning.
Yeah.
Comes with
every other runner has been
While it's been too easy for Auburn. It's been too easy for the Auburn pitching staff, and Arkansas's never made it easy on the pitching staff. I don't know how vaunted the pitching staff is. It's never been easy to face these guys in weekend series.
The one
it
area
is
where
this year.
Arkansas has
Yeah,
Been
it
not their
definitely
normal
is.
selves, I suppose, if you're going to really examine some of the numbers on the season. That on-base percentage, bottom 3 in the conference entering play today. They've still slugged at a high level. Maybe not quite at the level they expect, but still above average in the league. But it's been the on-base percentage that has lagged behind.
Well, and they have traditionally struck out as an offense, but they've hit bombs, and they're not hitting them. Helfrich had 2, and there's been none since then. Yesterday, and Elton hitting on Thursday, so 2 home runs on the weekend. Look at that play, Eric Guevara, good decision, get the out.
Yep, across the diamond, 2 down.
That's just fun.
See, now that,
and if you love defense,
that's just good defense.
That short
I mean,
hop. I probably made too much of a point of it. Watch him come get it first of all, and then the backhand, and then the decision right there. He cuts it off, makes his decision, and then a good strong throw.
No accident. He was on the All-SEC
Archie,
defensive
they
team
wouldn't,
last year. He'll probably be there again.
No doubt.
I'm allowed to have some guys
third
crying
baseman,
if
a
they
lot of good
let
ones.
me do that.
And now Camden Kojal 0 for 3 today.
Be like that scene in Full Metal Jacket.
Takes a first pitch strike.
Can't even begin to think about the millions of ground balls, both from the Arkansas staff and Auburn staff, with a fungo, not a machine. Live fungos over and over and over since August to achieve the defense we've seen by both of these teams.
And quickly 0-2.
No, Steve, but it just gets a point across.
Said that a few times. Golly.
We mean business. Shake it up. Show some emotion.
67% strikes from Jackson Sanders so far today.
Just beautiful. If you're the Auburn team, it's just what you need. It's just shut down, lock down, give no momentum back to the other side.
0-2. Got him. The 11th strikeout of the day for Auburn pitching. Another 0 on the board.
Let's swing at
for Jackson
something that's
Sanders. And the Auburn Tigers,
outside.
3 outs away from their first series win over Arkansas.
Well, that's a good pitch because that's a slider. He started that basically at the hitter's hip, and it breaks all the way across the plate. It's a good pitch. It's hard to lay off of those, but it just is what it is. It's just it's a bigger glare that we're in a funk right now, and everything's magnified is the problem too. You don't think them kids know it too? They know. They just.
Oh yeah, I know they know it.
They just don't know how to fix it, and that's where the coaching staff comes in. Yeah, if the coaching staff can't fix it, then you get rid of the coaches and just move on. I think what I think is going to happen is I think they're going to ride it out. We're going to get what we get this year, and then changes will be made at the end of the year.
So it's a wash.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be whatever we get out of this team this year is what it is, and we will make. Oh yeah, my bad, Seawall. That's all right. Yeah, it won't hurt nothing.
And the good thing is you don't have to get Jackson Sanders.
Why didn't you tell me I had commercials playing?
Because you didn't want him to miss a week at all. And the way that Petrovic was throwing, they could let
Hey,
him
he
out
had
there,
commercials
but
playing.
The good thing
Oh,
is
thanks.
everybody's back on track for
Do you
next
like the
weekend,
Happy
whatever
Gilmore
Auburn
guy?
chooses
Where
to
was
do
he at on that one, huh?
They'll play Jacksonville State on Tuesday, which was ranked 25th in the country. A really, really good Jacksonville State team. But they are set in terms of the work everybody needed to get going again next weekend. See right there what's riding here. Third SEC win of the series for Arkansas if they can come back. And for Auburn, it's their second. Beat Missouri to start things out.
And Ballou drops down a bunt, third base side, and on the money from Cole Gibbler. I think Ballou trying to take advantage of Robinette playing deep. Unfortunately, he didn't get it far enough past the mound if you're Cade Ballou.
Trying to play fair or foul with a foul line. It's called a 60-40. 60% foul, 40% fair, or maybe the other
No,
way
I don't
around.
watch NBA, LC.
But with the weather looming, Wiley quick outs are a premium. If you're Auburn and Arkansas, they want to hit.
Carter shows bunt. He pulls it back, strike one from Gibbler.
Yeah, they're just trying to get this game over with.
watching him, Bristol Carter now over the 26 or 7 games, I think Gabe Gross has given him full green light. Do what you want to do. If,
Now, if they, depending on when they postpone them, Jeff, they'll play a doubleheader the next day.
I don't know the other coaching staffs, obviously, as well.
Because I got 2 guys playing a doubleheader today because the game was postponed yesterday.
Give the players freedom. This is the players' show. They don't call a lot of pitches. I think they trust you offensively, let you run the game a little bit. They don't get in the way and try to control everything.
I think you talked to a lot of people in that Auburn dugout. Last night's game, I think one of the takeaways was, probably wasn't the pitch that they would have chosen to throw to Ryder Helfrich, and you hate to learn a lesson, especially in a conference game, but at the same time, that's a growth experience for the players.
Yeah, it sure is. And, I didn't mind it at the time. I thought it was a good call because the slider was before that, but again, you got to give Helfrich credit. He hit it out at 95. That's not easy to do.
(3-1) is skied in the air. Shallow left, Turner coming in, but it's going to be Kojal, who's then called off by the freshman Turner. And
yeah, but then, so you'll get it back that week against whoever you're playing because you'll have an extra game than them. So you get it back one way or the other.
Got a better look. It's a good play.
Usually they play the next day if it's not the last game of the series.
Going back to that at bat last night with Ryder Helfrich, I think in a vacuum, I think that pitch sequence makes a lot of sense. I think in the concept of the score and the game and the lineup, that might be where, you know what, let's just see if he chases, and if not, you walk him and move on to the next guy.
And with Jet Johnson having the best slider on the team. And he just threw a beautiful one before. So, yeah.
But in some ways, it felt like Ryder Helfrich just wasn't going to let Arkansas lose that game last night.
No.
He's been a lot of fun to watch.
He sure has. Behind the plate, leadership. This is a guy for Auburn. We mentioned it his last at-bat, Chris Rembert. This is a guy they need to get him going a little bit. I wouldn't say he's been hot. Steady. He's hitting 326 now coming in. And so can't argue with that. But there's a lot more in there, and I think that it'll come out. But as of yet, just hadn't been that All-American from last year yet. Good way to
Clubs
start.
one high, deep, left center field, and it'll one-hop off the wall. Deepest part of the ballpark, and Chris Ambert drops a sledgehammer.
I'll get a text tomorrow from him. Hey, Foles, thanks, man. Appreciate you saying about having my All-American year. This ball was smoked. Maybe got a changeup up.
Left up again.
He's running the top second baseman all of college baseball in the draft.
That extends the inning here for Chase Freilich. Hobart his last at bat. Auburn has put up 20 runs in this series over 3 games.
I might get beat this week,
After
Jeff.
putting up just 4 against Alabama last week. And so with that in mind, Mark, what do you think Auburn has learned about themselves in this series?
Grind it out, hang in there. Hey, they put up 4 because they got shut out on Sunday against Texas and then went to us. It was 4 runs in 4 games.
I think I was only up 100
Won
points.
a game between Texas and Alabama. But they
with
had
1 day to go.
And that was the conversation, I'm sure, in the dugout and the clubhouse. Hey, guys, just keep grinding. Keep grinding. I know this. You'd rather be playing your best baseball in May than you would in March and April because you're going to hit a wall sooner or later.
And Freilich gives this one a jolt to left, but Turner's there. And that ends the 8th inning.
No harm, no foul.
2-out double
good
for
job.
Chris Rembert. Nothing more for Auburn. We go to the
9th. We appreciate all 550 of you that stayed with us through the brief rain delay and a little bit of the girls softball we watched. We do appreciate all of our members.
Mm-hmm.
All the super chats today. And we do hope you have a wonderful Easter Sunday tomorrow with your family, your kids, grandkids. Get them eggs colored, get them hid. Just don't forget where you hide them. Grind to Shine TV Nation. Appreciate you coming over to SAR Squad. And we will be back with you most likely Monday evening. for a little bonus softball. I know softball don't get the views baseball and stuff does, but excuse me for just a second. Allergies making me sneeze. Yep.
Bless you.
One more time. Okay, false alarm. It was right there, but then it said, no, I'll go back. I will update the new members list because we got a new sergeant member. Somebody joining me over there in the sergeant side. I can't remember who you are at the moment, but we do appreciate that.
There's a separation, and look at that log jam between 5 and 6 and 7 and 5.
Yeah.
More than half the conference is in that area.
While every year 2 teams separate, 11 teams bundle, and 3 or 4 teams fall behind. It's the way it is every year. That's what you're going to see again. And Alabama won today, right? So they're 8-4, playing great baseball.
He should have, Big Phil. That's awesome.
High
hey, what do you know? Another one back to the pitcher.
Rutenbar retired, 1 away here in the ninth.
I think there's like 13 of them in this game.
Sharp knife on hot butter right now. He is just filleting right through it with 2
Yeah,
pitches.
Sean, it gets me, man.
Threw a ball.
Ever since I got back from overseas.
Bottom of the 8th.
Oh, excuse me.
So it is not
over.
over
It's
yet.
I have
Not
bad
over yet.
allergies.
Leadoff walk for the Sooners offensively in the bottom of the
Sorry,
8th.
Sooner fans. I doubt there's anybody listening to this game because they're not really Razorback fans, but I thought it was complete. Well, just the difference in 5 and 7 from one of these 2 teams versus 6 and 6 is just, it's huge. You want to stay as close to 500 as you can.
I didn't even know they had any of those Western Scissors still around.
And they both have been swept.
Western Sizzling still a thing?
Yeah,
last week.
I guess. Excuse me.
Can't get swept again.
I didn't think they had any
2
left.
sweeps in the season can be difficult. So both of them have to at least win a game in every series on the way out to try to keep that 15-15 mark.
If you get swept twice, then to get to 500, you got to win 63% of the other games.
You got to work.
That's nearly winning every series.
Yeah, Gail, we've done it about 12 times this game, I think.
That's the crossfire. Lower arm slot coming from first base and crossing across the plate inside the right-handed hitter. It's just, it's a terrible angle for the hitter.
We used to have one in Springdale here.
Look for that back foot slider.
But it, I think it's closed down.
Back door slider. He missed a little bit out away from him.
Yeah, Sean, I got
34 strikeouts as a pitching staff this weekend.
I went to an allergist and they tested me, and they
compared to just 4 walks.
They couldn't narrow it down.
They're doing it all year.
To what
it's not
what it is
not
for
a blemish or a lucky weekend. They've been doing it since game 1.
But I live with a constant runny nose.
Sanders.
That's the kind of team that makes it.
That's why you guys hear me clear my throat so much, because I got drainage.
In the regionals,
well, I don't want
you got a guy throwing as
gross you guys out with all that crap, but you get it.
Win 3-2. We saw 2 dominant performances. That's how you get to Omaha.
Call strike 3, and Arkansas down to its final out.
We watched another strike go by.
This is the breaking ball again. Jackson Sanders goes back door. Right there. Starts out. Hitter sees it out. Thinks it's going to be a
Spam
ball.
the eyes wide open and reaction. Since we're just going to watch pitches.
Reese Robinette, who's 1 for 3.
Oh, here comes a ground out to second.
First pitch swinging and fillets that one foul. Auburn.
Lubies.
Looking for their first series win over Arkansas since 2017.
That's amazing.
We got
those are 2
Golden
teams that were in the
Corral
same
up
division
here.
in
I
the
think
West.
it's the only one we got.
Oh, and 2 on Robinette.
Here comes another slider right here.
In Omaha.
Calling it right
Here we
now.
go. Can Auburn finish this thing out and win the rubber match and a huge series win over a really good baseball team?
Sanders fires. Liner right to short. Brandon McCrae.
There it is.
Fitting. He catches the final out. 3 hits.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Well, we take one out of the 3 at Auburn, and time to get the hell out of there and head to Little Rock, because that's our next game is down in Little Rock Tuesday. We got to get something figured out, ladies and gentlemen, because this is just not going to cut it. As we know, 3 runs on 4 hits. You just can't win series like that. Can't win games like that when you're giving up 11 hits and 8 runs, obviously. We do, like I said, appreciate all you guys being with us today. Hope you all have a wonderful Easter tomorrow. Enjoy it with your families and your kids and grandkids, great grandkids. Maybe I'll have one of my own by the time you see Sarge on the next stream. But that's going to be it for us, folks. We appreciate all the new members, all the new subscribers, all the likes. We ended up, at 345. And we appreciate you guys showing the love to us, because we know it's hard to watch these games when we're getting beat like this. But we got a lot of respect for you fans that come in and still cheer us on and cheer the Razorbacks on. You don't necessarily have to cheer me and all wild on, but we'll take it if you do. I'm not gonna lie. But But all right, everybody. We'll see you Monday, and everybody stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Just remember, Sarge loves you, and we'll be seeing you again after this one.
Way off